Alex, how you doing?
So that's it this evening here on Top 105.3. We'd like to say good evening and welcome to Top 105.3. The hour is not 3 minutes past 9 o'clock. That's the correct time here from where I'm seated. So, wherever watching us from, we like to welcome you to the program update today for here on Top 105.3. So, quickly, the co host here, we have to go back to him. Good evening, Mr. Wright.
How you doing, Alexander? How you doing today?
Thank God, everything is okay.
Already. I see we already got Dr. Bambala with us. Dr.
Yeah,
Bambala,
I'm
how you
here.
doing
Okay.
today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Except that it's just cold and icy up here in Philadelphia today.
I know, right? I know. But thanks for coming on, man. You really kept the time. You said you're trying to be on at 4 o'clock and you're here at 4, so that's good. That's good.
I mean, anything for Grand Gila County is for me.
But we're gonna get you on Sawyer. So
Yeah, no, but anything about Grand Gila is me, and I will say that later on as the program goes on and as we start to stream more.
right.
But Grand Gila is my second home. I'm from
Yeah, you've been
Lofa.
looking at it. I've told me
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm from Lofa originally. Even though I went to school in Magibi, but Grand Juda is my second home. My kids, half of them, I mean, 50% of my older kids are Grand Judeans because
Oh
their
wow.
mom is Grand Judean. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we started
So,
ranging at where it's from.
Konabo.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay. Alex, you from number 2, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, man, our brain law.
I don't want to get in trouble because I'm your niece's dad. Let me just leave it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. But Dr.
Is
Bumble, we're
it-
going to
is-
have a lot to talk about today, man. A lot.
Yes, sir, and I hope we can be of service to our people.
Yes.
I'm understanding that we got a lot of things to talk. I hope we all can, amongst ourselves, be able to disagree in order to agree because Liberia, for me personally, is more important than every single Liberian.
True. True.
I
True.
know.
True. So we are expecting few other guests on here today. I
Okay.
think from the look of things, we're going to have a full house. Um, because everybody's excited about it. So now they want to come and give their views. Some are for, some are against, but
No,
it's all
but
good.
that's look, Archie and Alex. That's the beauty of democracy. That's the beauty of us being allowed, even in our homes,
Mm-hmm.
even in the very home you got. The children you got in the home, they have their own views. So now everything that daddy says goes, at least for us now that we have lived in the West now for me, I've been here for almost 30 years. Not everything I say goes. Where when I was in Lofa, everything my old man said was mm, law and gospel. I want to step on the Lofa kind of people too. But yeah, that's the basis of it. And we have a country of 5.4 million people and with several political thinking, not just political party, but different thinking as a whole. Myself, I got my own the qualms in some places. I thought that should be stressed more, but I also have my own positives that it's good for us to discuss everything.
Yeah, it's true. True. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So yeah, but how did you see that? Did you watch the Sona today?
Yeah, I watched the program. I mean, today because of the snow, so I didn't go to work. I just spent my time. I think you stay see me. I'm all choked up and all the things. I spent my
Yeah.
time just digging myself out of the snow. But so as a result of that, I sat home and just listened to the president speak. And there were some things that I really felt that he needed to say them, to repeat them to us. One of the most significant things that touched my heart. Are we on now? Ready to roll? Are we
No, no,
rolling
no,
now?
this is just a stimulant.
Okay, Stimulant. One thing that really touched my heart was the when you talk about reconciliation
Okay.
and with the symbolic reburial of
Mhm.
President Torbett, with the burial and mass of First Lady Doe, Nancy B. Doe now,
Right.
and the rest of it. I think that was very significant. A country that has come from war, and then I come into my area of specialization as a psychotherapist and an educator. A
Right.
country that comes from war that killed between 8 to 10% of its population.
Mhm.
I mean, the most significant we can do is to tell people first we are sorry as a nation state, and and then work together to making sure that that verbalization of saying that I'm sorry is actualized in the way we treat other people across the table. So for me, for the president of the republic to say that, hey, we told the Liberian people in a formal state that we are sorry, and we didn't just stop by just saying we're sorry, but we went to the extent of going to wherever the remains of Presidents Doe and Torbert were buried, and redug them symbolically, went and reburied them, whether in Zwedru, Bento, Bensonville, wherever they come from. And then to also go and bury First Lady Doe, Nessie B. Doe, in Zwedru, along with her husband. I mean, were they buried in Zwedru or Tucson?
As well, you.
Okay. To go and bury them over there. Look, Archie and Alex, me, I'm a countryman. I've been living in this country for almost 30 years now, but I'm a countryman. For country people, the most significant thing that you can do to a countryman is to allow his son, his father, his uncle, his auntie, his daughter to be buried next to him so that he can be able. Every morning, you know what it means to the people in Zwedru now when they're walking and passing through and they say, oh, that our son grave over there, that our uncle grave over there, that our pa grave over there. It means a lot. There's a significance in that. And I think personally, that was magnanimous on the part of the government to say, we will do this. And not just say that we'll do this, but to have done it so that the people in Grand Judah can have a closure as much as
Right.
the son's death was not if I know death is peaceful, is good. But under
So
the second
let me welcome Fred Veteran Smith. Fred Veteran Smith. Today we are privileged to have Dr. Bambala Sengbe with us. He's a psychotherapist and a college faculty. So we got a lot of brain power on the set today. But let me work into the show. We're just having, a little stimulant, if you like that discussion before we get into the show. So welcome to Veteran Smith. How your day going today? I see you all got your hat on.
That means we survived the storm.
That's true.
We
but Fred,
survived.
where you ask me?
Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh man, you live right in my neck of the wood, man.
The city of brotherly and sisterly affection, Philadelphia.
I, I live in the best city in the country.
Where is the best country city in the country? I would like to
The,
know.
the first capital of the United States, of course, Philly.
Uh, now we can, if that could be a debate.
my
There were
man,
several changes of the capital.
my
There
man,
will
you
be
guys.
several changes. Since New Jersey one time was the capital, and so there was a circle of the capital being changed. New York played a part of the capital once. But the reason I would give Philly credit, but then recently, this week, they removed the slavery monument. That creating some problem with the sister and brotherly affection. People are not happy
Uh,
with that. That history. You're taking away history there.
but the thing is that,
Uh-huh.
Smitty, let me be very realistic now.
Yeah, yeah.
History cannot be erased.
Okay,
Nobody can say you're not from Grand Judah. Nobody can say I'm not from Lofa. Nobody can say before us online here now we're not from Liberia.
okay.
Even if we decide not to speak Mikran, we're not speaking Bandi, we're not speaking Madingo, I see
Mm-hmm.
Sheku and all on the we're not speaking all these dialects, that will not stop the blood that running through through our vein not to be
Mm-hmm.
Liberian or not to be Kran, not to be Bandi, not to be Madingo, not to be whatever it is. So, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, they can pull everything down they want to pull. It will not stop us from knowing that this country was built by immigrants.
Hmm.
It can't
Strong
stop
one.
us. That's just a fight, right?
And, and I don't know whether you know about what's the guy name, man? He was my favorite author. Uh, uh, hey man, it was in my mind. But he talked about double consciousness, and double consciousness is that we are not only judged about how others sees us, but there is an inner consciousness within us that connect us to the mother. Friend for now, friend for now. That's why I
Okay, yeah.
wanted to say friend for now.
Oh,
He said,
Prince Renat, yeah.
yeah, he said the double consciousness, nobody can take it because it connects us to the motherland. That those who haven't stepped on the motherland, they're already behaving like they are African. And people wonder how they behave that way because the DNA of African, our ancestor, is with us, regardless whether you have been to the motherland or not. And it was so powerful. Double consciousness, that's what we carry daily.
And people fail to realize the sincerity of such capacity that we have. So when you talk to the African American, those who are conscientized, they know, they know. In fact, they feel comfortable. I was in the conversation with my children, and you guys, your one of my children, you guys niece, because you people, your grand people, you're my dollies. You guys niece. I was in the conversation with her, and she been here since 1996. She came here as a 2 month old baby, and finally she went to Liberia just last week. I mean last month. And for instance, she was just saying something. She said, "Dad, man, you guys don't have skyscrapers here. But one thing I felt when I got on the soil of Liberia, I knew I was home."
Hmm. Because she couldn't
And
see skyscraper.
she said she didn't see skyscrapers and everything, but she knew she was home. They mean the connectivity, the emotional capacity of our people.
Dr. Bambla,
Yes, sir.
let me hold you right there because I want to keep announcing the show lineup today to our our listener, those that are joining us. Today, our show is going to deal with the SONA, the State of the Nation address, presented today by no one else but our president, President Boycott. And we do have a lot of brain power on the set today, and a lot of them are coming to be able to dissect and make sense of what the president said. We'll be looking at it from all angles, okay? The positives, and we'll be identifying the gaps in some areas. We'll do our best to be able to flush out some of the shortcomings of it. And where the president and people deserve the kudos, we will give it to them. And where the need to criticize, we will. And to present alternative, we will as well. And there are a lot of other guys coming on. So what you're seeing now is we're just having a pet talk until the rest of the team join us. We're pushing up to perhaps 4:40, 5 o'clock, and then we'll begin the conversation. So if you're just joining us, at this point, Alexander, can you recognize the people that are just joining in a comment section, please?
So this person say I'm watching you live, Honorable Kra. The next person, there's a good evening, my dear brother. I'm watching you from Putu Peloncon, and good evening to Mr. Ra and the others. I always listen and watching you people all the time, and thanks so much. That's G. So these are so for the broadcast, and drop your comment. Don't forget, drop your comment. Trust I'm going to read out here.
All right. Thank you,
So
Alexander.
that's all the comment we have for now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Folks, if you're out there, you just join us, please help to spread, to share the show in all the chat room that you are in on Facebook and WhatsApp. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're also live on www.topfmliberia.com. That's one word. www.topfmliberia.com. If you log on there, you will hear and listen to everything we're doing here right now. So thanks for joining us there. Please continue to be part of the show. You're going to have a very, very stimulating show tonight. We do have the great doctor with us. As always, you know, our one and only veteran Smith always bring a hat as always. And we're going to have all the other great panelists here tonight. And we're going to flush it out as best as we can. So, I'm like to continue with the conversation, please, as we wait for the other folks.
Yeah. So, like we're saying, as we wait for everybody to join us, it takes us as a people. And I was in a conversation because besides the psychotherapy I do here and the teaching, where I'm working my way into retirement now. I'm over 60 now. Before the end of this year, I'll be get 20,000 not to work for anybody, maybe go back home. But it takes time. And we that are privileged, or we who were privileged to live or to be born there and then live there and have lived experiences here, we have to take into consideration that we didn't come here because we were so cute or because we were just capacitated to come here. God gave us the privilege to bring us here so that we can learn some things from here and carry the positives back home. And once we carry the positives back home, our children, our children's children will have a place that they want to come. You know, one thing actually I love about a lot of our brothers and sisters from different countries, especially from our West African countries, one thing I like about them is that they respect their home so much, they want to be there.
Yes.
They want to
I
be there.
absolutely agree with you. You know, I live in Cote d'Ivoire, right? You know, you heard about Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast?
Yeah, I know Cote d'Ivoire, man.
Okay.
Yes, yeah,
I used to live there, and they always used to say, and first of all, let me welcome Honorable Gus Weah on the platform. Mr. Weah, welcome to the platform. How are you doing today?
Great, Mr. Wright and the team, the panelists. Thanks for having me here today as one of your guests, and I'm looking forward to having the changes of our country and see how best we can contribute to our country. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. We are also excited to have you, and we're looking forward to a very, very stimulating discussion today. We're giving the time off to 4:40 or 5 o'clock to begin the conversation. As we discussed in the back today, we're going to be talking about the SONA, the State of the Nation address. So I'm asking every panelist, if you get a time, please go over it, and draw up your talking points. If you have any question for your fellow panelists, you can do that. I'm sure I'm letting the cat out of the bag, Dr. Bangla. Dr. Bangla here is a strong UPS. No, I don't know that to be true. I don't know that.
No, I'm not.
I don't know that to be true. He's not a UPS. I'm just joking.
Okay, it's good. I'm not a member of any political party in Liberia. That notwithstanding, I am a strong supporter of Mr. President Boakai because he is my uncle.
Okay.
And then more than that, Liberia, as I said previously, is significantly important. So as much as whether he president or not, he will still be my uncle. But we're discussing SONA. SONA does not talk about whether my uncle gave a speech or not. SONA talks about whether the president of Liberia gave a speech or not.
That's right.
True.
So as much as I'm not from the Unity Party, and I don't claim to be from the Unity Party, the president now of the Unity Party is a family member of mine. And, Liberia is so small a country that we all related somehow, somewhat. So like I was telling you, I was telling Alex and you, Archie, I'm a former dolly of yours. Well, I'm the father of all of you guys from Grand GEDEH County nieces. So, and Archie said, not Archie or Alex said, oh, you our brother-in-law. I say, let me not disrespect my ex-wife because, she has moved on over 20 years now. I myself moved on. So we need to respect ourselves. But Liberia is all that we have. And back to our conversation until it's time for us to start up. We teachers, we can talk all the time. We like to be, and then I'm a teacher and I'm a therapist also. But one of the things that stand out is that, and Liberians are developing that kind of attitude now, is for us to love our country. I talk about Nigeria, you talk about Cote d'Ivoire or Archie, and then we talk about Ghana and the rest of it. Those of you who are a little older like me, in the 70s and 80s, Ghana did not have no peace. But the Ghanaians were able to decipher the negative government structure they had from their good country. And Liberians need to develop that same kind of approach. If one government is not right, deal with that government as not being right, but don't destroy the country. Because, look, I went to Ghana in 91. The way people used to talk about Ghana, some of my old teachers from elementary school in Vanjima to high school at Booker Washington Institute, oh, Ghana is the best place. Ghana is the best place. I went to Ghana 91. I saw the place. I said, this is the place. I said, well, fine. But once the guys, because the glass is half empty or the glass is half full, is from the mind. Because the content is still the same. And once the guys had a positive chance of contributing to making Ghana beautiful, physically beautiful, they worked into making Ghana physically beautiful. Now the one went to where they called SHEKU now. It was SHEKU State at that time, but it was muddy. But you go to SHEKU today, you are in Daybreak City at 12 o'clock midnight. So, we just need to, and it's good that we're having these conversations because If Liberians from all walks can come together, sit and talk, then we are able to decipher all of the negativities and all the positivities that come out of the governance process so that we can be able to move the country forward. That's the only thing I can say, because frankly, living here for almost 30 years, I still have a lot of challenges. In fact, even in my own house, my children, when they were younger, they say, "But Daddy, how do you speak? How you Africans can just speak that kind of way?" They say, we like Brown would like to say, "Oh," anything we say, I say. So one time, talking to my children, I say, when like Bremen say, "Oh," it means the conversation is sweet. So one of my children asked me, "But Daddy, does it have a taste? Does the conversation have a taste for it to be sweet?" I say, "Well, that's an idiom. Say you guys have to change your idiom and the rest of it." So there's no way somebody can tell you any kind of thing, because whether you're in Zwedru or you in Vanjima, you in Saklepie or you in Bijo Town, once you're in Liberia, people will respect you because they know you're from Liberia. That's home. Or people should respect you because you're from Liberia. That's home.
Okay. So see how if you on your camera is not showing.
It's muted. I mean, it's
Yeah. So you'll probably want to do something about it. Yeah. All right. No. Go ahead, Prof. I just want to let y'all know that the camera.
So I hope we can all see it that way. And
You know,
all of you,
Doc, let me step in a little bit, because you talk about my favorite place,
where?
which is Ghana. All right. I went to school in Ghana. You talk about circle.
You Ghana boy.
I got, oh yeah. Yeah, I did.
As for your Ghanaians, you think you are the best in the whole
Yeah,
world.
that's who I was.
Right. even Kofi Anna can relate to that. Everything gotta be about them.
It gotta be about that. What kind of people are those? But I like that kind of thing though. Even though they're not.
Yeah. It's good.
You got to love
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead, Archie.
Yes, I went to school in Ghana, I must confess. But the only thing I didn't do, I didn't endeavor to speak the language, but I can understand small, yeah. But like you said, when we got there, it was a place where, my own Zwedru, I could say Zwedru are even much beautiful than Accra. I can tell anybody that. Accra was a dusty town. Let people know.
Yes.
It was a dusty town. You go there, you want to run out of the place. Accra was not beautiful. But like you said, Doc, the endeavor. And you wonder why the people say they are the best in the world. Because the Ghanaians, they are so imbued. They are so into the culture. And that's what today they are where they are, because we wonder why Black Americans are so focused on going there. You and Marcella, you're saying, you are a traditional man. But how many of us can say what you just said, Doc? How many of us? A lot of us here will kind of want to dress like the people.
Right.
We don't want to wear this, and we want to behave that we're more American than the Americans.
Uh-huh.
And so they look out and laugh. Who are these people? Who are you?
And actually, you struck. I mean, just your name.
Right. And thank you. My name is a gateway right there.
Your first name.
Yeah.
We have to be deliberate.
Yeah.
That's why, people call me, I got a terminal degree, but I don't like to be called Dr. Sengwe. If you call me Masangi, I feel prouder. Because in Baniland, when you're Masangi, you chief. Masangi means chief. And I did because I'm named after my great grandfather. Pangwala name is my great grandfather's name, and he used to be a chief. I'm named after my great grandfather and my grandfather. So Pangwala is my great grandfather. My grandfather name was same way also, and because my father was the first person to go to school, so he took his and he was named after his grandfather too, who happened to be my great grandfather. So he gave me his full name and the rest of it. But I do not pride myself in the fact that I'm my father's namesake. Because even though I'm very prideful of him, I'm respectful of him, I know he was significantly important. But the fact that he could take his grandfather, my great grandfather's name, and give it to me. So when you in the American system, what's the short form for your name? I tell them I get no short form. If you can't call it, then forget it. You know. So that's the beginning of it. Yeah. Most times people say, names, name. Nigerian man, Ghana man, Sierra Leonean, Guineans in particular, Guineans, Nigerians, Ghanaian, and Malian, and the rest of it. Look at the way those boys and girls dress. When those boys wear their adaba or when they wear their kente suit and other thing, but when we wear the kind of thing, we shame to walk around the street of Monrovia. We get feed. Once we wear coat suit, even though the coat suit we can be sweating inside, we feel we overly dress. We are it. And those are some of the things that Liberians got to start looking at and graduating toward. You know. But this is a good opportunity, man. It's a very good opportunity. And Archie, I mean not Archie, Alex, how's the weather, man? Alex.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it's just okay.
Okay.
Vice president just left County and we were busy over the time, so everything is okay.
Oh man, I want to. I did some I was responsible for the rehabilitation of a lot of the folks during the war. I mean after the war. I was hired and I went to do I think 2, 3 different times. You know. And it's a nice place, man, to be. And
Okay.
frankly speaking, yeah,
Mm.
it's nice. Living up country is so nice. I mean, the first thing if you live in Zwetru, San Nicole, Vanjima, or maybe even as far as Greenville and other things, plenty Canada there, you don't smell a lot of carbon monoxide. It will make you to live longer. And I know Alex working for the radio station, you're a big boy in the town.
Yeah.
Oh, my man, you know what it means to work for a radio station? My man, or Archie and you guys here. My man, who, even though we don't see Dan Lemon and the rest of it, and these are big boys in this country because they can tell the president
It
anytime
be
they
any
want to come to the
door.
president.
No
Yeah.
boss can open any doors.
Yeah. I mean, I'm told that it was Carson Tucker that even introduced JD Vance to President Trump.
Yeah. The
So that's
powder
a
man guy is
journalist.
not around here.
Eh?
The powder man guy is not around here. Yo, guess what? I
What?
got about 5 other people on the other side too, the two in the chat room. I just say, you come online, you know. Yeah,
That,
but
that,
five other panelists in the chat room waiting for us. No, we're not in the chat room. You come online, you know.
All right.
So they're coming on.
Come along and we can talk about our country.
Yeah. What am I making coming if we going in and out? What's his problem? All right. Alex, please recognize the people in the team. We have a few commenters in there,
Yes, let me see quickly.
and maybe you want to play the team easy while other people join us.
This person said, "My name is Colum Prince Jet Zulu. I'm watching you from my little Busekoto resident." All right. Let's see
Oh
the
yeah,
next person.
the man at Loma man. Is he watching us from Buze Quarter?
And this person watching you from Can Liberty. That Spring and Son is watching us from Can Liberty.
Okay.
All right. So these are comments here. So folks, wherever you're watching us from, we'd like to say continue to share the broadcast and don't you go away. This is the program that I beg today for no tonight. If the panel come also, it's going to be easier tonight. Yeah. So just keep posted your group pages. We will appreciate you continue to share, but don't forget also to drop your comments in the comment section. Please tell us where you're watching us from, and we're going to read out to the public tonight.
All right, Alex, let's get a team song going because some people haven't. I don't know. The guy say he already own. I don't see him. Counselor, I don't see you. Let me repost the link again because like everybody. Alex, let's get the theme song going, please. All right, the counselor is in. Good. Okay. Bob Bila will soon be with us. Fred, is Mr. Vulu still coming?
I will call him.
Okay. All right, so I want to welcome our dear brothers, Mr. Dixon CIO. Dixon CIO, you got to please tell us, people, your title over there. You are from the civil society. We need to see that there. It means a lot to the program. That shows our diversification in the society, the discipline, and you know the length of the population that we cover here. We do have our dear Councillor P. Alphonsus Zion. It's good to have you, Councillor. How your day going today, sir? How are you? Councillors?
Money fanatico fa representative figure of the heart like you happen polio ila nyoba ja ana go ina tele wawe
Alex, thank you.
your boy.
Alex, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. See how I did go into this, sir. How are you? See how he's having a problem coming on today. Councilor, how's your day going? These guys, are they hearing me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Archie?
I can hear you. I can hear you very
I think
loud.
the problem is from their
I'm
side.
not hearing you myself. I'm
Can
not
you hear me
hearing
now?
you myself.
I think I'm getting you now.
Okay, great. So,
Can you get
Councilor,
me?
you'll have to go in and come back just like see how we just did. Councilor, you have to unmute. Okay, great.
I'm sorry. I'm not getting you at all.
But we can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
I can hear him too.
I can hear him.
I don't know whether it is my
It's
network
not-
that is breaking
I
or
can
I'm
hear
somewhere
both
in
of
there. I
you.
don't know.
We can hear the both of you loud and clear.
Maybe it's a location.
Okay. You are better now. You are better now on my side.
Okay, great. Councilor, what about you? Can you hear us?
Who the counselor now? Are you talking about Mr. Weir?
Legend Elston, how you doing, sir?
Okay. You're talking about Counselor Weir.
I beg to differ. I'm not a counselor.
Excellent.
I think Archie was talking about Alfonso, right?
Yeah, Alphonsus. Yeah.
Alfonso.
Okay.
Maybe you want to change the location where they are?
Yeah, but I'm not getting him, so it's difficult to respond to him.
We can hear you. Everybody can hear you. Everybody
Hear you, Alfonso?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you, and we can even see your disco light.
Right.
You say I can see a disco light?
Hey, look, yeah. You see, yeah.
That's why you made a man to call it a disco light, man.
Look,
But I mean, Papa who can run him mouth though, so
okay. Elston, how your day going today, man? How are you?
Everything is going pretty great.
So the counselor
Nice
ran
seeing you
away.
all on the platform. So
No, you're trying to get yourself readjusted, I think.
trying to stay
Turn
warm.
the disco light off.
Mr. Nuba, how your day going today, sir?
Oh, my day is going great. Even though I was working from home today, I work from home today, but it looks like I was working for Privo Sorokan District
Okay.
instead of working from home. For my
That's
job, the
That's
thing
good.
I put bread and butter on my table.
That's good. Okay, folks, I think we have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're expecting Mr. Vulu from the Gompa radio station to join us today. Gompa, by the way, is Ganta City, for those of you who don't know. We're also expecting Mr. Ismail Mankal. Mr. Mankal is a, I don't know how you call it in the field of journalism, but those of you who do journalism, it's not a reporter, it will be a columnist, the one that write the news. How you call it, Esther?
He can be a producer, a newscaster. Does he report the news on the radio or he writes?
No, he writes for the Daily Observer.
Okay, yeah.
Right, okay.
He's a writer.
Right,
columnist.
great.
That's another term for a columnist.
Right.
He's not qualified to be called pamphleteer.
Pamphlet, okay.
like Aberport.
Okay, so yeah, and we're expecting the Fred, the veteran Smith, to be back here. So I think Fred is checking on Mr. Vulu and Mr. Mankal. We're expecting them to join us, and of course, we're expecting the former representative, Mr. Rufus Bayer, to be with us here today as well. So we do have a full house, folks.
Mm-hmm.
And let make it count. Let make it count because Today is the day of the Sona. A lot has happened today. The country is buzzing. The country is puzzled. The country, it is in many ways, either you are happy or you're wondering which country you're in. Are you in another country that the president was talking about today, or you in Liberia? You kind of ask this question, but we'll try to decipher that for you. And so I want to welcome each and every one of you to the show. I want to go up from the left, coming down, so that everybody can be able to introduce themselves to our listening audience and to those that are watching us on the Facebook and YouTube. And if you're watching us again on www.topfm.com, LiberiaTopFM.com, we want to extend our appreciation to you for doing so. Please stay with us. And so let me begin this. I am Archie Wright. I'm the co-host for the show I Beg to Differ. This is Top FM, and this is our evening show, I Beg to Differ. And we come here because we take the news and we analyze the news, and we try to make sense of it, and we provide the best analysis that we have, that we can provide without any bias. Mamiata, thanks for watching. Hopefully you can come on. You see the full house. We need a woman here too. And so that is who I am. And I want to move now to the next panelist on the show, Dr. Bambla Sengwe Senior. Please introduce yourself to our public and to your fellow panelists.
Okay, my name is Kwangwala Sengwe. I like to be called Masangi Kwangwala Sengwe. I'm from Lofa. So I was telling the guys behind the scene that Grand GEDEH is also a home for me, because two of my kids are 50% Grand GEDEHs. So I see myself also from the southeastern region, and because of that, I'm involved with anything about Grand GEDEH is something about me, because my neighbor's twin is also buried in Grand GEDEH. But I'm from Lofa. I'm a psychotherapist, and I also am an educator. I've been in the United States now for almost 30 years, and I've done work across the globe as a psychotherapist, inner city, rural America, and I've taught at the graduate school level in this country, in Liberia, Cottonouts of Liberia, their graduate schools, Seminary University, those of you from the Northwest, or the Midwest, let me say this way, in Minnesota, and I've also taught in Montana and the rest of it. So,
Okay.
and I am just a Liberian, first thing and foremost.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're going to have you here, Dr. Bangbala. We hope that you don't make this your last appearance here. Hopefully, Mr. George Nubo don't run you away from the show today. But we'll do our best to keep it off you. Mr. Goswea, Master Goswea.
Yeah, thanks Archie. Thanks everybody. Happy to be
Councilor Goswea.
here. That's okay. Anything you give me, I'll take it. Yeah, I'm Augustine Weah fully. That's my full name. I hail from the southeast. I'm a Liberian. I don't believe in county. I don't believe in tribes, and I believe I'm a Liberian, and I'm an African first. And so I believe in that ideology. When it comes to Liberia, I'm from Liberia. So I work in the UN for 17 years professionally. I work in Liberia, Haiti, New York, and then in Mali. I serve as an official of the UN for 17 years, but now I reside in the States with my family, and I'm happy to be here to do the best that we can to help Liberia. I did help in Liberia as well. I went with business, I went with opportunity, but during the time of the past government, it didn't work out. And I'm here again to see how best I can help and how I can work with all Liberians, regardless of where we're from, which county, which province. We are all Liberians. Let's put Liberia first and see the best for our country. So I'm here to share ideas and learn from you guys as well. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Gus. We are senior. It's good having you. we're sure you will be able to provide your insight and provide some real competitive analysis here today. The Honorable George H. Newbo.
Well, I don't know why. Maybe because I call Mr. Weir, Councilor Weir. That's why he put honorable position to my title to my name.
Right.
Um, I'm George Numbo from Plibo, Soroka District, Maryland County, and I'm here with Eastern Solidarity. And George Numbo is the one who established the Southeastern Liberia Forum. Forum that speak about South. And Mr. Bangbala,
Yes, sir.
don't let Archie scare you away. My wife is from Basagisia.
Your wife from Pasagisia? Two of my mothers from
Okay.
one from Zinida, the other one from Konya.
The only thing I'm not master is what she can put in the toboggi, or the country soda and that. But I can start cooking the toboggi and then wait until she get home to add those things. So
Okay.
I should not scare you away.
Okay.
I am here.
Okay, brother-in-law.
Task.
Okay.
We are here for a task. So
Yes, sir.
here, I'm happy to be here, and I think we should move on to the next panelist.
And just in case you want to know, Mr. Nubo, you and Dr. Bangla, you guys are in the same locality. Just you want to know.
Okay.
He's in the city there too.
Philadelphia area.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Philadelphia right now. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let Councilor Z, are you with us, sir? Councilor Zion.
He's mute.
Okay, so let's
I
go to
think
Fred
it's muted.
Veteran Smith.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fred Veteran Smith is engaged back there. The Veteran Smith, are you with us?
Yes, yes.
Also mute.
Okay, sir. Can you introduce yourself to the rest of the panelists and the show, please?
Oh, my name is Fred Veteran Smith. Always a pleasure to meet our distinguished guests. And I'm so excited with the clips are already being prepared to know some of the key points that were made today and for all to deliberate. So I'm excited. Some of the key things that was stated by the president today, especially, but we'll talk about it instead of me talking about the one that I would like to highlight, the relocation of the Palm Grove Cemetery.
Okay, so we'll hold you there. Mr. Elston, the legend we sell, sir.
My greatest pleasure. I'm Elston. Someone told me the other day, don't incorporate former. I'm a former practicing journalist, now residing in the USA in a whole different field, whole different career. And it's always a pleasure to share ideas. And that's why we're here, because of the passion and love for Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. The legend. Thank you. Do we still have CIO with us here? Councilor Shin, can you hear us now?
For Archie, where is Mamiata?
She's in the comment section.
Okay. But
All right.
I think we need some because the whole thing look like Boy Scout.
It's okay.
We need some female here.
It's okay. So, CIO, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself. CIO.
Dixon CIO.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dixon CIO.
He's muted too.
Yes, muted. Okay. I think we're good. We're good. Okay. What's going on?
You scared that Bangbalan or away, because you say I'm gonna get in tough time. So he's having problems too.
Okay. I see Dr. Bangbala, you are coming on.
He's back, yes.
Yeah,
And
yeah. All of a sudden, the system just kicked me out.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. You
but
know why? I do apologize. We can only accept 10 on the panel.
yeah,
So, what I want you to do right now, Alexander, I need you to just drop one out, okay? So go in the back.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. So now we can take. All right. Data segment is back. Okay. All right. Good. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And we can take two more panelists.
mhm.
All right, guys. Let's see how are you with us. Seattle is not with us. He's frozen. Okay, so let's begin this conversation, people. The reason I wanted to start with CIO is an unapologetic UPist. He sent me a list of stuff that he put together today. And so I wanted to begin the conversation with him to set us off. CIO, are you there? Okay. CIO says internet source is giving him problem. Alex, let me bring you back on since CIO is gone. Okay.
But you talked about what CIO sent you today.
Yeah.
And then we'll
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm coming to it. In fact, I want to put it up. Okay. Alex, can you go in the chat room and see and look? There's something that this guy posted, a CIO posted in the chat room today. Can you pick that up? My man, he's not in Sweater. I think he's in Monrovia. Which he was in Sweater.
Who the CIO?
Yeah. But look, so let's do this. Dr. Bangla, I want to come to you first.
Okay.
So the Sona today gave us your honest overview of it first. What did you make of it today?
First thing is thank you very much for this opportunity. Again, to the people of Grand GEDEH and to the people of Liberia, this is an opportunity that we have. And because of it being an opportunity, I don't take it lightly. I take it very seriously. As a result of discussing what the president said or what he did not say in his State of the Nation address, I would like to say, I think honestly, he was articulate on the points that he raised. And there were a lot of things that he said that were projective. That, for instance, we will do this, we will do this, we will do this. Those were projective. There were also things that he said they were doing. Few things caught my attention, and I'm speaking strictly from a professional perspective now.
Okay, so I'm just doing a quick run. I'm doing a quick run, and then we'll come back and begin the actual detailed conversation with you. So
Okay,
you give me an overview.
yeah, I think that he was there. This is an overview. I think he was very succinct in the points that he raised.
Okay.
And I think, in a general scheme of the thing, from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'll give him by 8.5 to 9,
Okay.
which is 85% to 90%. That's what I will give him.
Okay.
And I'm speaking now as a teacher.
Okay. We'll come back to the analyst. All right. So, Mr. Gus, we are senior. Did you watch the Sona today?
Not really, but I want to read through the headlines.
Okay. So what's your overview of the Sona today, with the overview that you did?
Based on my analysis and my own perspective, based on the data presented to me, and based on my own research, I think it was welcoming, the Sona. I can give it, if I want to rate it, I could give it 7.5.
Okay.
Over 10. There's a lot to be done, but there's a lot have been done already.
Okay.
Based the past 2 years, what I've seen, and things are in the right track. Not what we expect, but things are getting on the right path. And I'll go into details to tell you why I think he's doing good for now.
Okay, thank you. You gave us 7. Dr. Bangla gave us 8, between 8 and 9. Am I right, Doc? Did you say 8 or 9?
8.5 to 9 to 9.
To 9. Okay, you said 7 to 7.5, Mr. Weir. Mr. George Newbold, your overview, please.
Well, I listened to it, and I'm still analyzing it. The speech emphasized continuity of policy and progress from previous years, rather than dramatic reset that we need. I know these are some of the things that happen, and we are in a reset, like Hillary Clinton pressed that reset button. Joe Biden did not press the reset button. Again, 70%.
Okay, 70%. Got you. Okay. Councilor, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm hearing you, but I'm not getting the I mean, it keeps breaking.
Okay,
And
but I can hear you.
then,
You sound good. You sound good. I can hear you. You sound good.
yeah. So I'm hoping that it remains like this, but it's not like that always. So I mean, let's move forward. I can follow, and I will improve as we move forward.
Okay. I wanted to get your overview for if you watched the Sona today. What was your overview?
So let me make some disclaimer, right? Because I speak for the central bank as the director of communications, and so I need to say that in this space, the views that I express here are not representative of the central bank.
True.
So that they will appear not of those of the bank. So I speak as an independent observer in this instance.
Okay.
On the basis of that, I think I listened to the president, and my first criticism would be, on his statement regarding the current trial that is taking place at the criminal court about the assault attack at the Capitol. And I mean, if I was the one who had written that speech, I wouldn't have included that because the
Okay,
president.
I was asking for your overview. We'll come back to the detailed discussion.
Well, you want me to sort of grade the delivery of the speech?
Yeah, and then we'll come back for the detailed discussion.
So from 1 to 10, I will give it 6.
Okay.
6. Yes, I will give it 6.
Okay,
Yes.
you give it 6. Fred, Veteran Smith, are you with us? I see you walking. Are you with us? Okay.
I'm with you. Yeah.
What's your overview?
What I want to do tonight is to bring the views of others, and what I think those views are very unique because they didn't have chance to go through it thoroughly. But some of the views from others, I want to bring it to the show. The relocation of the Palm Grove Cemetery by Reverend Samuel Reed, President of the Liberal Council of Churches. If you can give the audio and hear where he think about it, other think about it, and we can analyze it. Those short clips. That's what I can supply tonight. All the short clips from Front Page Africa that have been so good to send to me. That can be some of the discussion.
What is your overview of the speech?
Looking for other people giving their mixed view, like some say positive. For me, the one that I really like, the one for the consumer. If business don't do right for the consumer, they will be punished. I like that.
Okay. All right. So you're not giving any number grade tonight. Is that true?
No, I would still keep it for tomorrow when I have gone everything. Then I will give a grade. But for right now, I want to give other people who not on the panel today the views to put it forward today.
Okay. Thank you. Let's go to Mr. Elston the Legend. Elston the Legend, your overview.
Well, thank you for the clarity that we'll delve into matters further as we go on. But for now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I will give it an 8, and I'll give my reasoning later.
Okay. All right. You gave it an 8. That's a heavy one right there. So you and Dr. Bangbala in the same column. So let me go to either one of you. Dr. Bangbala, you graded the speech as on the scale of 1 to 10 to be 8, meaning you gave it a sufficient substance. Let's begin the conversation tonight with this. So when you say you gave it 8, what are you referring to? Okay.
I think generally.
You're sorry. They keep interrupting my call. But yeah, Dr. Bamla, go ahead, sir.
I think generally there are few things that stand out. When you come from being a pariah state and you have graduated, and thanks to Mr. President's predecessors after the war, including President Johnson, Sirleaf, and President Weir, to get to the point of being selected to represent a chunk of the population of the world to sit on the Security Council, that's no small feat. That's a big, big, big achievement. And if that was just what the government had done for the year, and if it had not started other things, or if that was just its responsibility, that's a 10 over 10. But because it had other responsibilities and the rest of it, that's why I did my own correction and gave it that number. I mean, 80%, 8 to 9. I mean, 8 to 9 is 80 to 90%. The place that I have some form, and that's my own area of specialization, the area of psychotherapy, the area of drug and alcohol. Mr. President spoke in January of 2024 when he took over newly that drug and alcohol uh, epidemic were going to be treated as public enemy number one. And the fact that between that time to now, 2 years, 24 months, we, according to the speech today again, we only have 800 people in rehabilitation. I feel that that number was not up to par. Why? Because we have a committee, a national committee of multiple sectors set up from the cabinet level that should be working with the Department of Health or the Ministry of Health to ensuring that that becomes fast track.
Okay,
So,
Dr. Kamla,
yeah.
I want us to proceed with the discussion based on a topic within that everybody can just chip in on it. I think if we selectively discuss it, it will mean that every panelist that will bring their own discussion, and it will be sort of disjointed. So let me bring this up to you. Now, if you think you don't have a comment on this, then we can pass by you. But first, I want to begin with the give me 1 second here. The legislative agenda.
Mhm.
Let's start up with the legislative agenda. Are you guys looking at the speech?
Yeah, I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. I had it before.
We're not looking at it currently.
Okay. I think I put say you guys are in the chat room, and I bet that the first there from Focus Africa. The entire speech is there.
Okay.
Yeah. Dr. Bangla, you're also there too in the chat room. You must say we chatted today in the chat room.
Yeah, I thought
everyone is there. Everyone in there, So he listed key points. He thanked the legislature for past collaboration on key laws. He highlighted need for urgent action on the Presidential Transition Act. The Presidential Transition Act.
Yeah.
And then he talked about the Civil Service Commission. Then he talked about the Mineral Development Agreement Revision. Can we take a snapshot on all these 3 points? One,
Okay.
the Presidential Transition Act.
On the act itself, the legislature must pass an act. I think the government was trying to say, I think what the president said was that the act, the current implementation is too long from the time of elections. We're having elections in November, in October, November. Then the person who wins the election says come to power at least 2-3 months after the elections. So he's requesting that we should bring it forward so that it can be truncated in a way that it can be done sooner than later. I personally feel that that is something that can be worked out. That is something that the legislators must act on immediately. Because one, when a president is not re-elected, because of the gravity of our governance incapacity and the rest of it, it's good for the person that is that is elected to come in and take over almost immediately, so that we can start working. We can start waiting for the other people, because what's happening over time, and we have talked about a lot of mismanagement of funds and other things. If you disaggregate the mismanagement of funds, most times we come to see that mismanagement of funds in the public space are done within that particular lame duck period. So why give it a long time for the lame duck to exist? If you can reduce the lame duck period from 90 days to whatever, I think is good. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I mean. For the MDA, there is a need for these things to be reviewed.
So
And the
if
legislature.
I can just, Dr. Mama, if I can just do a little bit of read on this Transition Act,
Mhm.
if you don't mind, yes. So, and it's just one, I believe it's just one sentence. So they said the Transition Act,
Mhm.
we should establish procedures for the transition from one elected government to the next.
Yes.
Now, here's why they say that. The experience has shown that the procedure is so arbitrary. And I think that Bamla, you touched on that. The process is too arbitrary. It is not legislated. It is not written. And so any government who comes in can decide to do what they want to do in that period. All right. And they're saying it has created conflict and expectation during this period. I just want to say that, Bamla, why you speak on it.
Yeah, so if you have, because governance should be sustained. Governance is not ownership, it's stewardship. So we who own the government, the people of Liberia, through our legislators who are our representatives, should tell the third party, I mean the third branch of government, the executive branch of government that's coming into power, this is what we want for you to do. Budgeting. And I say this because I used to work at the Ministry of Finance way back, and once upon a time, there was a transition. I was sitting on the committee, on the finance committee. The president at the time had to reduce the budget to a certain level. We should not be doing that. We should not give this person a a, a blank check and say just write any figure on it for your transition and other things. So the legislators to come and say, for instance, if we're using $2 million for the transition period, this is $2 million that is made available. And we work from that particular perspective. So I think the president's request to the national legislature for a transition act to be passed is, for me.
Oh, I think that website went off. Oh,
Yeah.
what's going on? Why everybody going on?
I think they're calling from the phone. They're using their phone as well.
Oh, I see. You're right. You're right.
So
That is the point right there.
They use their phone.
Okay. All right. Now it makes sense. Oh, okay.
So let's go to the point. Give yourself dollar and cent. Give yourself timeline, and then the person that is coming in or the government that is coming in has straight mandate from just entering the door.
Okay,
I think that is
before
better.
I leave you, let me ask you this question. So, but he didn't talk about the $500,000 he took when he was coming in. I know he wants to talk about an established law to ease the transition. Why did he mention it? Because the public want to know what happened to that $500,000 that the late Grisby took while he was coming in. Oh man. Okay. Let's go to you, Mr. Josh Nubo. The transition, the one that established this as a law. Mr. Nubo, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
The one to do there as a legislation, so that there's no arbitrary, discretion into this. You come in, if you get 1 million, you get 1 million. We're not going to go with that 500,000, Boyka and Grisby took, and they can't account for it. What do you say?
I don't know about 500,000 in Boyka and Grisby took.
Forget about that. What do you say?
You, Archie, you know the problems from the transition from George Weah to Joe Boakai. And I thought Joe Boakai was to emphasize this in year 1. We do not have any rules. We do not have any law that I know. Okay, when we took over from Ellen, it was million plus dollars. When Waka took over from Weir, it was like $600,000. So no, we are fluctuating. And Boakai, in his first State of the Nation address, he should address that. And so it's after the fact. But I mean, there's room to accommodate changes. But I disagree with that Bangbala, that it has to do with the time of the election and the time of inauguration. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the law that we need to put in place so that the next transition, let's say George Numono be Joe Boakai, and in 2030, you Archie or Dr. Pangbala, that Councillor Weir, CEO, CIO Dixon, to inaugurate me, it will not be like what happened in 2024. So no, that is my take. Thank you.
Okay. So I know you say you don't know about any 500,000, but it's out there. We know it's there. You can choose not to talk about it. Mr. Gus, we are seeing. Let's come to you. What do you
Which
think about the transition?
500,000 you talking about now?
The one I gotten from Nukal.
Nuka?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come back to you to talk about it. Let go to
Okay.
Gus.
Yeah. Thank you, Archie, and thanks to everyone, our listening audience out there. I think I'll give the president A on this one. The transitional act is a great thing because if you look around other countries in Africa, Ghana, Liberia, not Liberia, several other countries around us, they have transitional act that allow the incoming government to hand over assets, and there is a team in place. But for Liberia, since independence, there is nothing. So as we said, Ellen handed over to George Weah. George Weah did why he have to do. He handed over to Joseph Boakai. So there is no ad. So anybody can say I need 500,000. Anybody can say I need 2 million. Somebody can say I want 100 million for my transition, because you can ask for anything that you want as the incoming president. So when there's an act in place that regulates what you're supposed to get ingoing and incoming, so when there's a law in place, I think it makes sense. So I think that is a good thing that the president trying to put into place before he leaves office or before he can, rerun for election, whatever he does. But this is a good thing not for him, for Liberia. So I think the legislation need to put this act, pass it into law, and the president have to sign it, and then we move from there, because Liberia, we got to move forward. So I agree with the president on that act.
Okay. I mean, we got to go wrap it here, but I can't. It seems like all of y'all avoiding this question, and this is not fair. This is about
Good question.
Because y'all know this scene of 500,000 debacle came from the transitional period when Joseph Boakai was taking over from George Weah.
Right.
They went to Nokal and they took money from Nokal.
I agree. I'm aware of that.
Okay, and now he's saying, okay, I took the money from Nokal. I have not accounted for it. Even
Actually, that's why it's right for us to have the transitional act. It should be law, because, as I said, Joseph Boakai went to Nokal, took 1 million, 2 million, 500,000, whatever we say. Okay, fine. Georgia can go to, in the next government, George Newell can go to the other government and say, I want 2 million for my transitional government. What can we say? It is a good thing for this act to be put into law. Perfectly fine for everybody. At least we know what is coming in and what is going out. But when it's the law, anybody can do whatever they want. So I agree with the president to put this into law for them to sign it. The 500,000 was wrong. 2 million was wrong because there is no fixed amount. There is no law that prevents them. No, we cannot spend this amount based on the transition. You know what I'm saying? So I think the president is right on this one. I'll give it to him.
Well, Elston, I'm sorry. Elston, all these guys
Yes.
all of them are shying away from this illegal, unconstitutional, and what is considered a downright theft for NOCAL. Because remember now, NOCAL is the retiree people money that, like they're putting the money in the bucket so that when they leave work, they can have something to live on.
NASCAR. Actually,
NASCAR. I'm sorry. Thank you. See, that was all the
Security.
on set.
It's okay.
NASCAR, not NOCAL. NASCAR. And they took this money from there, a legend. But yet the president is coming saying, we need to, even though I took the money, I can't account for it, but now let's make it legal. We got to make it legit. But I'm not accounting for the money I'm taking. Y'all can go to hell.
Wow.
My take is I've never stood with anything wrong, whether I support you or I don't. And I'm leaning, it's no secret, I'm leaning toward this government, but I've been the person who will always be objective in my utterances. So what is wrong or what was wrong during the We Are led government is also wrong during this government. And I don't have all the details about that, but I have a little knowledge on what you were talking about. So taking funds that were not intended for what you used it for wrongly is wrong. I'll give you an example from my background. So when the past government, when they were in power during one of Zoga Wilson's last press conferences that he had at the Ministry of Youth and Sports, he said a portion of the funds that were allotted for the youth, meaning the disadvantaged youth, they misapplied it to something else, totally different from that of youth or sports. And he acknowledged that in his last press conference. And that's one of the things that really pained me, because the disadvantaged youth in our country, the downtrodden youth, they need every fund that they can get. So if they did that wrong, I appreciate him acknowledging it wrong, but it was totally wrong. So
No. He never acknowledged it wrong. He's not acknowledging his wrong, legend.
He did acknowledge it is wrong in that press conference. That was when they were in power. It was one of his last press conference. We can dig and find out that press conference.
Who are you referring to? We are
No, now we are Zoga Wilson. The then
Zoga Wilson, okay.
Minister. No, we are.
Okay.
So there was a fund allocated for a healthcare fund allocated for the downtrodden youth to Ministry of Youth and Sports, but they used it for something totally different. And he was acknowledging it because one of the journalists at the program, I remember it like daylight, like it was yesterday. The journalist asked him about it, and he was like, "I'm gonna be very upfront with you all. We misapply this money for the youth." And I'm just bringing it up to mean that if I call that out then, if this government does something wrong today, I'm going to always say it. So we must acknowledge when wrong is done in our own time or the period before. You should never stand for wrong if you're a true patriot. Patriotism entails being loyal and love and showing honesty to your country, irrespective of your political lineage, whether you are a seditian, you are UPist, you are ALP, or whichever political institution. Always stand for country first. And that's how I see myself and that's how I carry myself. And I will never hold back when it comes to being upfront and engaging people when it comes to being truthful about Liberia. That's the only way we can thrive. That's the only way Liberia will get better. If people can work diligently and be honest about their doings and actions. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I'm see how I'm going to keep you for last, because I know how you're going to come out this. So I'm going to hold you. I'm going to bring you in last. Councilor Zion, let me hear you on this, please. The Transition Act. I am still saying they have not accounted for the 500,000. It's right here in the GAC audit, the how they call it, the General Auditing Commission audit. It's right here, but they don't want to talk about it. And then he's telling you he had to
I think you
legislate the
are
transition.
trying to confuse things.
No, I'm not. How am I?
Talking about Transition Act, and you talking about 500,000.
Because it is meant.
Joe Boakai did not talk about 500,000 today. He
No, he
talked
did.
about the Transition Act.
Yes.
So you need to ask us about our opinion on that Transition Act, not $500,000.
Mr. George Newell, I did ask you about the
3
transition.
years ago.
I asked you about the transition.
You are not being fair now. You are not being fair.
Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Don't forget, John Nebo and Joe Bagala are his friends. You defend his friend. Don't forget.
No.
Okay, let lock consider the topic.
But I'm telling Archie that we need to concentrate on the state of the.
Councilor, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Archie. I think the way the discussion is structured, we can talk about the 500,000 within the context of the anti-corruption program of the government. Because President Baka has gone at length to outline what the LCC is doing to establish accountability. So we can talk about that in terms of accountability.
Councilor,
like,
if I make it is perfectly situated, the 500,000. The 500,000 were gotten because the government wanted to facilitate the transition when they were coming in. And now he is saying he wants to legislate the transition. So why are we not talking about the 500,000? It is not out of place. It is in place. Go ahead, sir.
No, but the question is, we cannot factor the 500,000 within the context of the legislation that is being proposed by the president. This is actually a legal issue. I mean, the Constitution has a broader framework. Every action spoken of in the Constitution has to be interpreted within the framework of statute. So the president is saying when the election takes place, there is a time frame within which a new government takes over, but that time frame is not defined within the context of the procedure. So we want to put in place a legislation that spells out specifically what is it that needs to be done before a new government takes over. That is a question of statute. When we come to the question of accountability, we just speak to the framework of how the LCC will indict or how the IRS will indict. Then we can speak about when the 500,000 was taken, who will account for it, what the government has done to establish that. So that is my talk. Now, when it comes to the presidential transition, I do agree that it's necessary to define the framework within which people can operate. Because I think in a different point in time, people have come to power. They rely on hand overloads from government officials. When President Barker came to office, they established cluster groups. People who are economists will go to economic sectors, who are engineers will go to public works issue and try to compile what is left. So there has been different methodology adopted by different administrations. Now we have to be consistent across the board. So a statute will be clear in terms of how we move forward. So we do agree with that.
Okay, great. Mr. Fresh Smith.
Yes.
On the transition, the post-transition legislation.
I think the transition necessary because if we put it in a context, when Unity Party came to power, it was like a chaos. Who is responsible for this? Who needs to do this? Who needs to do A? What happened to the cars? What and this and that? So I think putting the Transitional Act in place, everybody would be on the same wavelength, knowing what to expect. Somebody won't say, oh, we need this and it's not available. Let go get the money, like the way you talk about the 500,000. They needed A to do A, B, and Z. But what happened if this act was in vain? Then you don't have to go to say to take money from there for what reason. Everything would be in place. They will follow the act from A to Z, how it should be implemented. And everybody will know the job prescription, the incoming government, the outgoing government. But now the lawmakers say they have a part to play in that. This, so it was a chaos the way it was done. And you saw the failure, the incoming and the outgoing during the ceremony, how that thing would be coordinated and would be done perfectly if this act is passed.
Okay, thank you. Now, I saw I was going to keep CIO for last, but I just see our brother Emmanuel Zaza just entered the studio. Emmanuel Zaza, you've been here. You know the topic. We're on the transition app as proposed by the president in his speech. What's your take on this? CIO, be patient. I'll come to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
It's an honor to share the platform with great people, CIO and Mr. Is it Masanji? Yeah, Honorable Zion, the veteran Smith, legend, Honorable Numbo, Honorable Wia, and the CEO himself, down to the chairman and everyone else. It's my pleasure to be in your company. It's important to have a law. Laws are like guardrail. When you're driving on the highway and you're on the bridge, even there, apart from the bridge, you are going to places where maybe you getting on the road will cause accident. Guardrails to guard you. That's how the laws are. Ellen was president-elect in 2005. She wasn't traveling. Where the money came from was empower her to go out and act as president. We don't know that. In our constitution, it's not in any of our law. As soon as somebody get elected, they start to act as president. The recent one is the NOCA issue. Not NOCA, the NASCOP issue of an alleged 500,000 taken to buy vehicle for president-elect. Even though we have a president, just we are as president-elect or former vice president as vice president-elect, while they were president-elect, their homes were being built. The country were preparing their home to be a presidential place. What act authorized that, we don't know. Bwaka, as president-elect, started doing the same thing. If we don't have laws to guide our resources, to guide how power are being used, we are empowering corruption. There must be a power limit to anything you do. I can't come on the show and just talk over everybody. There must be a way I should speak. If you give people blank check in whatever they do, you are opening roads for corruption. And corruption in any wrong act, they don't have a steady money alone. The person they're not supposed to pay their horse, and they're paying their horse right there using the government money because they are president, their homes don't look good. Why empower you to do that? That's the house you have. That's what we have executive mansion. We have government office that you can use. If your house is not in proper condition when you are elected, let your house be there down until you start getting paid, then you pay your own house. So all this should be in a transition act. So that when you are president elect, you don't just go to White House now and start speaking as president. What gave you the power? We still have a president in the country. We saw that when President Bwaka was elected. While he was still president elect, they had a billboard, President Joseph Bwaka. We still have George Weah as president. We write our constitution. So I think it's important for all to have these acts. When it comes to the issue of the, I'm sorry, let me just say this quick, I beg you. When it comes to the issue of the 500,000 that we talk about, Archie and everyone else on the show, this is where people can question whether we are serious for corruption. The corruption cases we are talking about today, we should understand that it is not from the president. It's the power given to the LACC that is functioning. If the president is serious for corruption, when the transition money business came up, we should assess what he was going to do as president-elect. To say, no, I can't go into my government with a kind of stain on my hands. If they say my chairman took money, I will investigate him. When they say the transitional chair lady did the thing, I will investigate him. Or when they say my how do they call him, my state of article presidential or state of article the Ministry of State. When they say my Ministry of State took money from NOCA or NASCO, I will investigate him. You did not investigate those people. Today we are still talking about it. And the reason we are talking about it is because we don't have the case is not closed. Maybe in the next government, they might want to know what our money was used for. And we'll be using money to go after something that happened way 2-3 years back. So for me, it's important for us to have these things. It will help us and will guard our resources rightly. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Zaza. Now let's go to CIO on the Transition Act.
Yes, thank you also so much. My name is Dixon Lever. I'm also called CIO. I work for G4Net. It's a civil society organization advancing access to information and the rule of law. Thank you. Just two key issues. One has to do with the art. I support the art. Let me just tell you this. During the transition period, the president can declare that minister, all those appointed by the president, should turn or their authority over to the HR, some to their deputies. And it was surprising to know that some of them never turn over to the HR or their deputies. They still holding on to power because there was no law to certainly guide them in doing that. So we need to look at laws. But I don't want to talk deeper on the 500,000 that I actually talk about. It's well in place though. That 500,000 was taken between December and January of 2024, December 2023 to January 2024, prior to President Buhari's induction. First question is, who is liable for that? President Buhari, for me, I'm not interested in party politics. I'm a civil society person. I respect those who aspire to partisan politics and what have you. So, from my own knowledge, what I know, we hold the president, we are government responsible for that, because a president-elect has no authority to go and get 500,000 from anyone without the approval of the city government. The next issue here is, maybe you are not following the trend. Most of us are not following the trend. Since Manu Salif left office, our lawmakers are making laws to benefit them. And how you call them? There is this key that the rest of the presidents and the vice presidents shall come from the legislature. That is why, for instance, you saw President Weah and Joel from there. And you saw Honorable Boaka later on. And then you saw, what is his name? Jeremiah Cohn from legislature. So when they're making laws, they make laws to benefit themselves. One of the laws they have made to benefit themselves is the travel and vehicle law. They have passed a law that the president or the top 5 or 6 person can use vehicle above 45,000. There's no seating place. It's left open. So they passed that law to enable them to buy expensive vehicle or buy a moderate vehicle and get kickback from vendors. So the issue here is President Buhari requested President-elect Buhari at the time requested 500,000 to buy 2 vehicles from what is stated or alleged, and later on got confirmed. The issue of contention has been, how can you purchase 2 vehicles for 500,000? Then, like Councillor Zia and other lawyers will know, the law does not set a ceiling as to how much vehicle they can purchase. They can purchase $1 million vehicle, $2 million vehicle. It doesn't matter, because the law says they can purchase vehicle of 45,000 and above. We at the civil society level, we have been advocating that there should be a ceiling. We say 100,000 to be a ceiling, between 45,000 to 100,000, or to 75,000, or to 60,000. But there is no ceiling, because the lawmakers are making no laws, because they know that in the future they will have an opportunity to be president and vice president, so they can buy any amount of vehicle around. So just to conclude on this, the burden is on the head of former president, what is his name, George Weah, because he was sitting. He may have approved that. Buhari and Grace have no authority at the time to approve 500,000. They will only make a request. That's my take.
Thank you. Now I want to go to one. So, Mr. The veteran Smith, thanks for sending the clip. I already sent it into the chat room. They're getting ready. They're getting it ready so they can be able to play it for us to see it. But while we are doing that, I want to talk about one thing, and maybe Dr. Bangbala, you can speak on this.
Archie, let me come in for a few seconds.
Okay.
I think the way you are leading the conversation.
Can everybody mute who's not speaking? Sorry, Mr.
Yeah,
Mr. George,
somebody.
because the feedback is terrible. Please mute if you're not speaking. Thank you.
The way you are leading the conversation. I mean, we're talking about transition act, and you implanted $500,000 in it, and Joe Boaka's speech is very long, and we'll be here, discussing it, and we're not in.
I want to move on. You're holding me up now. Can you allow me to move on?
No, you need to be specific. If Joe
I got the thing right here. Let me, if you allow me to
Mr.
move on.
Mr. Nino, with all due respect, can we do that in crossfire? Because he's hosting, he's moderating.
Yes.
Mr. George, with all due respect.
You can correct the moderator too.
I agree, but crossfire is coming up.
Talk about
but think about it. If every one of us spoke where you are, we'll be interrupting every time.
I said there must be no statute of
I understand your sentiments, but
okay.
Can we let him moderate when we take turns?
Thank you. That 500,000 is covered under that.
Thank you.
We understand.
I think
Crossfire will do
I
that.
think
So
the
if every
point,
one of us
if-
spoke like
I
this,
If you allow me,
the program will not proceed.
yes.
No, I think the point is well made. Let's proceed, Archie. We made that point. We've separated the discussion. So let's make progress.
Okay, thank you. So I want to go to something a bit controversial. Dr. Bangla, you agree to this. You came on here and you said anything that has to do with, I think you said you are, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're a Doga, right? Did you say that?
I said what?
That you're Doga, Samuel Doga?
No, I did not say that.
Okay, great. Thank you for correcting me.
I said I'm a Boakai man.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for correcting me. So I want to talk about the president said, we will submit bills to repeal outdated People's Redemption Council era decrees that created public institutions that no longer serve to this governance needs. What does that mean, Dr. Bangla?
I think it's just to bring governance to current day realities. There are certain institutions that are moribund and they should be let go. I think it's based on because I'm not on the front line now. I'm not in the theater, but it's just to say local government and see which of the positions need to go, or which of the agencies or government need to go. Let's try to bring government into modern day reality.
But if you were looking at this, would you identify this as a gap? Because if you're looking at, I don't see any government institution that are outdated that he listed here, but he's telling us this is what he's going to do. Which one are they that are outdated, that are not serving to these needs?
Because the State of the Nation address is time bound, you cannot state everything that you want to do in its entirety to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 entities are moribund, let's get rid of them. I think those who wrote the speech, and I'm not privy to the president's speech before he pronounces them, might have said this to let's listen and see what they do.
Okay,
and it's a reality. It's a reality from 1980 to now is 46 years now. There are lots of things that might have gone that were very significant in 1980 that are not significant now in 2026. So based on those things, the presentations to the national legislature will speak to those facts. So I think that the president was right to ask that, our ministries and agencies, because Liberia is one of few countries with a population of 5.4 million people that have too much of positions. Everybody is a big man in Liberia.
Okay. So, Counselor, if I'm working in the government now, I don't know where this axe is going to fall. Has the president created the unnecessary anxiety across government? Because if for example, it could be me, and I don't know. Maybe I'm working at the EPA. Hey, maybe the EPA should be gone. I'm working at, Bureau or whatever, FDA. FDA, it could be gone tomorrow. But he didn't say it. So why created anxiety without letting the public know which one of these entities is going to be, axed according to his speech?
I think um, I think we know the historicity of the creation of the Doe administration when it came to office. We know of Decree 88A, for example, that created the Ministry of Information. Around the world now, people are talking about an agency of government that communicates as opposed to information. Because when the emphasis is placed on information, it's about controlling content. And within that law, you know that Ministry of Information has the authority to accredit journalists. As former Secretary General of the Press Union, we had negotiated with MICAT to ensure that it does not accredit journalists because then that will bring about censorship. So the ministry agreed that it would transfer the question of accreditation to the press union so that it institutes self-regulation and divest the Ministry of Information from the authority to accredit journalists. So we know that there are semblance of Decree 88A. If you look at the penal law, for example, there are specific provisions created by the Doe administration. Say, for example, when you criticize the president, that constitutes presidential criticism is a crime. While the president, yes, presidential, if you criticize the president, is a crime. So, I mean, Decree 88A within a criminalized speech. So there are institutions that are still around that have been created by Decree 88A by the Doe administration. And so, consistent with what Dr. Bangba said, we now need to go after them, to identify them, to see what were the intent of those laws and see how we can be able to reform them. I tell you something about the Ministry of Information and Cultural Affairs and Tourism. It's been split. Tourism is being taken out. People are talking about it being created as an independent arm. The Ministry of Information, the word information itself, during the reform process, we are contested that we should be able to change Ministry of Information to Ministry of Communication as opposed to information, because information controls in terms of the suppressing free speech, but it's also more political. Communication is more developmental as opposed to communication. So
Okay.
the need for reform is there. We get that. I mean, even ELPC, that has to be open constitutionally to the entire country in terms of opposition views. It's been stagnant within the context of what Samuel created. So there is a need for reform across government agencies. And we agree with President Parker. There is a difference between these legislation being reformed and functioning in practice to reflect the constitutional provisions of what people are talking about. So they're two different things. But I
All
think
right.
there's a need for reform.
Okay, thank you. Excellent. I want to come to you, Mr. Nubo. And let me disclose the one conversation that we had. And no, if you don't like it, you get me all you want. So you met with then candidate. You're muted. I can't hear you. You met with then candidate Joseph Boycott. He told you about the Ministry of Information. Can you disclose that information here today? And if so, when he said outdated, according to Councilor Zion here, is the Ministry of Information on that chopping list?
Okay. I gotta take off my hat.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot like that, but
No, because my hair is getting he said, okay, Joseph Boakai said he was going to get rid of the Ministry of Information. And you know what role you and myself and other people, even Councillor, we are here. We play, the so-called Councillor, we are. Maybe, that will make it sound better. What we play. And Joe Boakai, the first day, he nominated Jerry McPeer as Minister of Information. And even Joseph Boakai said he was going to establish public works in every county as it used to be.
So does it mean the public work as a ministry as we know it will be gone? Is that what you're saying?
No. He said he was going to establish it in every county.
Like the rural development, was.
Right. As we speak, there is no public works in say Maryland County, in Grand GEDEH County. They will have resident engineer, and that's it. And who will maintain the roads? So I don't know if we're talking about because Mr. Zion was responding to this information issue, and I want to go back to it. Decree 88A. Decree 88A. If you can hold on for a second, Elizabeth, come on. If you can hold on for a second.
Okay.
Decree 88A was established during the Doe era. And that decree, has not been repealed. It's still in existence. Oh.
Okay. Mr. Numa, we want to come back to you.
And it's still in there. And we have the Freedom of Information Act. All these things are there. And we are not taking care of them. So I feel that it's good that Joe Boakai is trying to take some steps.
Can we mute, please?
I mean, that is not from my end now.
Okay.
But I feel that we are taking steps. We need to analyze every single point that Joe Boakai mentioned in his State of the Nation address. And my major critique is that why can we
I want us.
let me end. Ministry of Information. Why we cannot have a teleprompter for the president? And he was reading. He had face down reading.
I saw that myself. I saw it myself. It was
just a shame.
Yes. Okay, sir. That's a very good point. Legend, I want to come to you. On the issue, I don't know if you know any other defunct or that is probably in government institution that is not serving any purpose now that the president may be referring to that he referred to in his speech today. Do you know of any that he may be referring to so that we can ease the anxiety of our listening public tonight?
Well, the only one I can think about is something within me and Councillor Zions is a wheelhouse. Like I remember there was a time there was some conflict between the information ministry and the Liberia News Agency, Lina, and the people were trying to decipher the two, who holds the authority in terms of speaking for government and when should they do so. So other people were like, should they have a merger, and what are the functions of the information ministry versus Lina and other kind of things. So other than that, there is nothing I can pinpoint to say, hey, this is what I can foresee in the near future that they could sideline this ministry or this agency. And I think everybody should just do his or her job, and you know your job's description, and you know your do's and your don'ts. You know the extent to which you can work within your scope. That's the word right there, within your scope. So it helps when people know their functions in society, and they know their role, and they play it appropriately when need be.
Okay, thank you. Let me go now to Mr. Goss Senior. We are Senior.
Yeah, thank right and the team. I think the president made a valid point in terms of trying to redefine the school of the government, because as my panelists have said, Legend and Zion, and even Numbo, in Liberia there is a lot of duplication of jobs. If let me make it simple. If I were president of Liberia today, a lot of people will lose their job. A lot of people lose their job. Because first of all, I cannot have a minister, a deputy minister, assistant minister. Those are just duplication of jobs. You should be minister proper, deputy minister, and that's it. Like you talk about the Ministry of Communication. Then you have the ELBC, where is Eugene Fagon is, Lina, press secretary.
He won't going to lose a job, man.
No. I'm just saying he's not going to lose a job. But I'm saying I will redefine everything, because I don't need the Ministry of Communication, as my fellow panel has said, Mr. Zion. It's control. And I'll give you a simple example. Like during Ellen Johnson's lifetime, George, we are opening the King's FM 89 or something. And because Eugene Nangwe was there, he was the minister at the time. And because our relationship with Eugene Nangwe, this high, we were able to get the license to open King's FM. Okay? So when you look at those, it's like, so let's say you have a minister who really don't like you. He doesn't like what you believe in. He will tell you no. Simple. What can you do? Okay? Because we want to copy everything from the West. Here, you don't have a special department called the Secretary of Press. No, you have the press secretary that report from the office of the president. And every department have their own press people that speak on their behalf. Make it simple. But you go to Liberia, you go to any agency in Liberia, there's so many duplication of jobs. Can you have one ministry with 10 assistant ministers? For what? For what? And those people, they don't, most of the time, not all of them, but most of the time, they don't even know that the TOR, the term of reference. I worked in the UN system for 17 years. You have the chief of section, and then maybe an officer next to the chief. When the chief is not there, the officer in charge take charge when he's on leave. They call the officer in charge, OIC. You don't have the deputy chief of the deputy, assistant. No, because it's just a duplication of job. You can look at it. Press secretary will say the same thing that the Ministry of Information will say. Press briefing. It's just duplication. Then you go to radio station, the same thing. So I think I agree with the president. You need to redefine the school of government and make it smaller.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to our dear brother, Mr. CIO, Dixon CIO.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I think the president is on point. We need an efficient government. Our government is too big, so we complain that most of our money go to payment of salaries and what have you. And we need to find a merger for some of those people so that would, like the brother said, to stop duplication. Take for example, there's a commission called the National AIDS Commission. That commission sits there, and then you have another group called the National AIDS Control Program. Who is controlling whom? You get National AIDS Commission and National AIDS Control Program. So what we need is just the National AIDS Control Program under the Ministry of Health. Simple. So we don't need a National AIDS Commission, and there are men in there. When you go at the county level, some of them are seriously boxing, and they will create act for those new institutions that will conflict with the TOR of other institutions. Look at the county level, branch for example. You have the office of the city mayor, and then you have the land authority. The office of the city mayor is given the authority to manage the city limit. The Liberia Land Authority is given the authority to manage all land. So they construe out all land to mean even the city limit. So it means to give squatter right, even in the city limit. The Liberia Land Authority is claiming to give squatter right. Liberia Land Authority gives squatter right in the city limit, and then the city corporation go and clean the city. So there always been what? Confusion. So at the end result, I think the president is on point. Let us dissolve some, merge them with others, and then we can have an efficient government that will proactively function. And then it is also going to positively impact the reduction of the wage bill that is so huge today.
Okay, thank you so much. Now let's go to
Archie, I want to say
Zaza, Emmanuel Zaza. I'll come out of you, sir. I want to complete all the panelists, and then we'll come back. Mr. Zaza.
Because some of these things, like land authority or land commission,
Mr. Nubo,
during due time. Like EPA did not come in during due time. So we are leaving the question you ask about the due time,
right,
or entity. Land Commission came during Allen time. EPA came during Charles Taylor time. So none of them have to do with due time.
All right, so let's go to Zaza. Zaza, what's your take?
Yeah, it's important. I think it's good. Even in school today, there are courses that people were taking in the 70s that they are not taking today. There are courses that people are taking today that were never around in the 80s and the 90s. So it's good to always update. One of the characteristics of a living thing is to evolve. And so since government is a living organ, it must evolve. Certain things may not be suitable for today's life. That's true. But listen, this is Liberia. You have to be careful with what you deserve, and you have to be careful with what you keep. Right now, you say you're creating jobs. We don't know what is the scope of jobs that you are creating. You are thinking about dissolving other entity. You are also thinking about creating more room for unemployment. So we have to be careful with what we go into at this point. In my opinion, it's good to merge certain entities, but we shouldn't do it the Ellen way. Where Ellen came and said she wanted to reduce the government, you take rural development, bring it back on a popular way, take the one, bring it information to this one. After you finish doing that, you start creating commissioners.
Planning on the finance.
Yeah. And then from there, you start creating commission, almost duplicating almost everything that you deserve. You understand what I'm saying? So you got Ministry of Information and Tourism, and now you have another tourism commission. You see what I'm talking about? You have finance and planning, but you still have other organizations that still have that are responsible for planning. So we should be careful with what we take out and what we keep in. I heard Honorable Zion talking about Degree 88. I think for Degree 88, I already been dealt with 2019. We were talking about Abdullah Kamara law. So that one is dealt with. I don't think we still have Degree 88 around because Abdullah Kamara law repealed that long time, 2019. So people shouldn't take about degree 88, in my opinion. If you get degree 88, you were coming down on freedom of speech, criticism, and political people who were against the president at the time. Today, the freedom of speech say you can say, hey, you can do whatever, and nobody will. And, you know, so I think that one is taken care of. But the issue for me, in my opinion, the president should be careful with what he deserves.
Okay.
Because it might create more unemployment. We don't have jobs. So let us see how we can first make our private sector viable for people to be able to get things to do and stay away from the government. If people start going into a public sector, certain organization, certain ministry will dissolve by themselves automatically because nobody want to go there. You know, if
All right.
Archie bring his job, Mr. Numo bring his job, Mr. William bring his job, and no minister want to go to information, no minister want to go to agriculture. Guess what? Certain ministries will start to dissolve by themselves. So that focus on creating job and forget about dissolving other things. We'll still creating another thing. Today, same as President Burger King, he has created over 2, 3, 4 different commissions. So you're still creating some, and you say you want to destroy it. So I don't understand it. But in my opinion, it's good for us to do it, but let us focus on creating job first. Then we can now talk about how to dissolve other ones. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Camara law because we do have the table mounting act that open up that process. But thank you.
Can I make a quick clarification?
Okay.
So the Camara Act of Free Speech decriminalizes speech within the context of the penal code. So you will see the section in the penal code that defines a range of crimes. Say, for example, criminal malevolence against the president. That when you criticize the president, it's a crime. And sometimes when you criticize officials of government, they use government resources and go to court using government resources, using government lawyers. When the decriminalization law under the Abdullah Kamara Act was instituted, it now transferred criminal statutes into civil suits. So now when the president wants to take an action, he goes to court as an individual, not as an official government. He takes on a civil matter, not as a criminal act. And that's different from the decree 88 that creates government institutions. So I just wanted to make the clarification, and they're two different.
Okay, let's go to the veteran Smith to close up on the topic.
I think these different agency or decree, you will have to have a body to study it and to figure if there are any duplication of ministries or agency or have lavish course of operation and means no beneficial to present day realities. Then that commission will recommend. I think we already have a commission that governance. I think the governance commission, they will look into that, see and recommend to government what needs to be removed and what needs to move on. So that commission is still relevant today. I think Emma Sawyer once held that position, and then other people follow him and have done that. So, but I think my concern would be, because we want to make sure certain people continue to receive salary, we have these updated ministry and agency just so somebody can receive money. So I hope as we move forward that we think about not only to reducing the budget, but also what works better for Mother Liberia. So as someone said on tourism, we got the tourism who fall on the Ministry of Information. Then we're talking about creating a tourism bureau. So that those two things can be changed. Those two things can be changed. So those two things got to be changed. So if we can change that, then that is fine.
Okay, thank you. Alexander, can you come back on set, please? We need to do one a few calls for our first segment. We'll come back. We're going to open the thing now. It's going to be the crossfire. Okay? Mr. Nubo, now you can join me the way you want to join me, but
I
we got to
know.
do it in a way where
He's impatient right now. Wait, hold on. Hey, you ready? What fire?
Alexander, please come back, please. Alexander. Yeah, so Mr. Nubo, you can come in.
Alexander come by to keep Mr. Nubo in his seat.
Mr. Noble? Okay, he's here already. To take
Alexander, please call us for us, and we'll come back. We'll jump into.
We are very confused.
Okay, Mr. Nubo will come back.
Time here, so take it easy. It's not time here.
I got to close down.
No, we'll come back. Let's take the call.
When Gafon,
Mr. Nubo.
Mr. Noble, you have to hold on. He's taking phone calls.
Let's take the calls. When we come back, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Alexander.
So at times you have system.
05105
I'm going to mute everybody.
3504 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. And let's say tonight on the program, I beg to differ 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. Let's go and pick up this first caller. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm near where you joining from.
I'm not GEDEH calling from Webu.
Now, welcome to the show.
Okay, I want to say good evening to you. I want to say good evening to our panelists.
Okay.
Thank you for the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You see, people creating other bureau, but they forget to create a bureau that will monitor our resources.
Sure.
One, Dr. Kofa is my cousin.
Okay.
He put that post, and today, whether they say he read the proposal, he wrote that proposal, gave it. Today, it disappeared from wheresoever they put it. Why we are suffering today is because no one is monitoring our resources. People who come from different countries, they take our resources away. And we, the citizens, live in poverty. So creating other bureau without creating a particular bureau, this bureau to monitor our resources, they have been left alone like that. And we are just the victims. People come from other countries, taking our resources, coming out of the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of the program. So, folks, that's it. Keep calling on 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504 are the numbers supported through. Those of you monitoring us from the diaspora, the last number on the screen is our WhatsApp number. You can also call. I'm going to pull you through here this evening. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504 the number supported you are going to be live on the program. I beg to differ. This is the first portion where we take calls, and so by the time we hear from you, you listen to the panelists, doing some analysis on the Sunday today that happened from President Barker, right? So some of you listen to the radio, some of you follow it to the end. So by the time now you make your comments here, 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. Let's go on the line and pick up this person. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Yania, where you joining from?
Yeah.
All right, so we lost him. 0776 105 105 881 14 3504. Let's go back on the line. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Josh ARCHIE with Eroson.
Good evening, Chief. Welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you. This is Edis Danagulu. Okay, thank you, Edis. And let me say good evening to all of our professors. And one of those who voice has stopped hearing for a very long time on the radio is CRO. Welcome. Thank you. This is retired Captain Mana Esdo, otherwise known as Willie Kato. You don't force but you compare to do the right thing. And we phone this evening from our resident in Tulip community.
Okay.
Thank you to the panelists for the great. As well as for me, what I want to say into the president's speech today,
Mm-hmm.
the issue about taking away some agency and ministry, I look at it to be that something they're trying to form as a government in order to steal from us, the citizens, that we will not be able to discover the corruption act sooner.
Hmm.
It's like taking it from the front packet in and of you put it for safekeeping and it a back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you say you're raising your agency and ministry, granted, officer or probably a place or in-house, the agency and ministry will still be running, that the same budget will be allocated for them today that they want to erase it, that budget will still be running and they will be taking it all by themselves. But what the citizen will know of is, from today example, no more Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism, with the Ministry of Information. But that Culture Affairs and Tourism that has been taken away from Ministry of Information, the budget still running. Now, from the president's speech today, there are a lot of things taking place in our country, and we didn't really hear him say anything about it when it comes to security, especially so things that have to do with the kind of a massive rape cases that are all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear him say anything about that. It's clear. So I didn't hear him say anything about that. The next thing again is the case also whether it's protecting the country image so that investors cannot be scared away. But it's also to speak about it in my investors who know that party taking the country, taking seat of it, the president spoke about it, and I know it will bring changes. But the other of you remaining silent, and another way open to do for yourself to be more and prayer, because the other thing, not speaking about it as a father, how do you expect Junior to come to you? Again, thank you for having us, and we'll keep following the show. Thank you to all of our professors for the teaching.
Thank you so much for being part. 0776 105 105 881 143504 are the numbers supported through this evening. 776 105 105 881 143504. 0776 105 105 881 143504. You're going to be live on the program at that today for you here tonight. It's about time to put a call through, and let's hear from you right here on Top 105.3. So those of you watching us online, watching on YouTube or Facebook, the last number on the screen there is the WhatsApp number, so you can just call and make your own appointment here this evening. 0776 105 105 881 1435.
All right, Alexander, we'll take one more call and ask you, okay?
105 105.
One more call.
Okay. So that's it. You can be that's lucky 0776 105 105 881 143504. That's the number to put it through tonight here on 105.3. Let's hear you. It's about time that you make your comments here. Yeah. If we turn it over
Alex.
to the panelists, then
just turn it back, please.
pick a call. Yeah.
Alex.
So let your screen actually somebody's on the line in there.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
You're near where you're not from.
Yeah, calling from Winning Community. This is Hezekiah Biala.
Mr. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much so much.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the presidency today. Yeah,
Your line is too bad. Can you just move away small?
okay, now, okay, now, okay,
Go ahead, one more. Let's get you clear.
okay. Let me move my position. Let me move.
Just stay to where you are
away.
speaking now.
Oh, okay, thank you. I said I listened to the president attentively.
Mm-hmm.
While I learned the issue of reconciliation,
Okay.
he never spoke about it. And this is a hot mark. This is the only issue that we're looking at. And you talk about the civil servant salary to be increased. Never talk about it because there is the issue with the civil servant for the present government, the president, the old man, the experienced man, who talk about harmonization. It is harmonization.
Mm-hmm.
Many of can go with something at home to our children. And up to present, our salary is coming down instead of going up. The civil servant now, they said because of us now, because of us today, they are being voted. And we are being voted out. Where are we up to present? The issue of drugs. People stay on the street. They still smoking. We are not getting anything from the old man. So it's so regrettable. So even though the right price, we are looking at it, but the US rate still going up. They rise and fall. So this is the only situation we are looking at now. All those things that you said that you are going to get rid of, nothing the old man is doing.
But the old man said we have 70,000 jobs. So how is it another job, isn't it?
Yeah, but that job, the one you're saying, it's not true. It's not true.
All right.
It's not true.
Okay.
The old man, it's not true.
All right, thank you. So that's it. We're now holding with the call lines there and go over to the panelists here this evening. So just hold on with the call. Is anything we're going to let you know, and then you will put a call through.
Thank you, Alex. That was beautiful. That was nice. Thanks to all the callers for calling in. All right, this is round 2 of the program. This is the crossfire. You are encouraged to come in whenever you have a point to make, but we'll do so in a way where we can be able to translate, to the listener the way in a very organized way. But if you have a point, you can come in, and call the next speaker to a point. I want to begin with you, Councilor Zion, on this topic. The issue of prosecution of the Capitol building arson case. The president said, Liberia must strengthen forensic scientific evidence gathering systems to ensure credible prosecution. Councilor Zion, you and I know that when that arson took place at the Capitol, the president was quick to produce an accusatory statement. So it is baffling to hear he say this now. Why is he saying this now? Councilor Zion?
Well, it's difficult to say why the president is saying this now. But like I said initially, if I were in a position to have written that speech, I would have taken that portion of the speech out because one, the case is presently before court, is pending.
Right.
The second thing is that the first jury was disbanded. The court is in the process of constituting a new panel of jury that today has the benefit of listening to the president, emphasizing that he will prosecute and bring to justice those found guilty. This is exactly what we call prejudicial statements that tend to influence the judges and the jurors at the disadvantage of the accused. And I thought that it wasn't a very good statement in terms of respecting the full rights of the accused and the presumption that they are innocent until proven guilty.
Okay. So can we read into the statement? I know you made reference to the disbarment of the previous juror. Should we read into the statement as a defeative, narrative, or is it coming across, in a way, I regret my first statement and maybe I should not have said this in the first place?
Look,
I
can I
don't
jump in?
think so.
You should go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Z. I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I think
You want to come in? You want to come in, Mr. Weir?
Yeah.
All right,
I want to jump in.
we'll go back to the counselor.
Yeah, I want to jump in because I think it is important as politician and as a statesman to wait for investigation before making any comment. And I think the president was wrong, and it happened in doing it with the Weir administration. Remember, there was a death on Broad Street and something like that. Broad Street, the auditors, somebody died on Broad Street.
Yeah.
We are
Lama and all the other people.
Lama, exactly.
Lama.
Ran straight to conclusion, said they were doing man and woman building on Broad Street.
Mhm.
President, where are the facts? You have to wait. So President Boubacar, we are make that same mistake, and President Boubacar made the same mistake based on maybe on anger, on personal, whatever he thinks. But I think as a leader in any society, it's imperative that we wait for the investigation before, because any statement as a leader that you make, it have a weight, and the police can live with your statement and conclude and make it work your way. And what happened to Gifty Lama when Jovial made that statement? Not even matter. They say, oh, they died natural death. So now the police are under pressure to find the perpetrator, whether it was real fire, whether it was somebody that did it, because the president said this, and so so it's good as a leader to wait for the investigation to take place before coming to conclusion. That's my point.
Well, Mr. Weir.
Yes, sir.
I disagree.
Sure. Give me a point.
Joe Boubacar is telling us the way forward, how we can train our police officer, how we can equip the police with forensic technology. This is the State of the Nation address.
Yeah.
It's not going back to what happened, the statement he made. That is the way forward. So Joe Boubacar was right to say that.
To say what? Based on the asthma attack on the Capitol building?
I mean, based on the asthma attack, based on rape cases, all those things.
No,
we need forensic technology.
I agree. We need forensic.
Forward, we have to concentrate on training our security.
No, but actually ask a question. Was he right to make a decision, to make a comment when that thing happened at the Capitol building? He was wrong.
I would like to speak to that since we're running some crossfires. All right. So
he actually is not going forward. He's going backward.
So this is my own take on that. Fortunately for me, I replayed President Boubacar's speech when the incident occurred, and he spoke beautifully. He held them accountable, meaning he wanted something to be done. He called on the Minister of Justice to bring to a speedy trial if this was done maliciously. I mean, think about it. We live in a country of law. Those of us who find ourselves in the Western world. Something like that happened to the great United States of America, it will be investigated speedily, and whoever did such wrong will be brought to book. You cannot let people commit grave crimes like arson and let them go scot-free. So I saw nothing wrong. I played his take, like I said earlier today, and he spoke very well. And now, as far as let me just drag in our Councilor Zion in this, and I think he spoke from a legal standpoint, which of course he's an expert, and I had nothing to differ with him on being a lawyer. He knows it's in court, but a lay person like myself, who is not so open with the legal aspect of this, I would say I think I side with people who think President Baka should have brought it in or drag it in the latter part of his sona today, other than the former part, the way he started with it. I agree with those who say he should have brought it in later on, but I have zero problem, completely zero problem with him speaking about it. But this is a grave crime if it were actually done maliciously, and I think people should account for their wrongdoing. And every
no, but I think legend. I think legend. What I think I agree with the counselor on is that they should not even be mentioned in it.
But we see things differently, and I didn't disagree, and I cannot differ with the counselor. But I'm just saying, from my layman standpoint, that's how I perceive it. And he spoke from a legal standpoint. He's a legal expert, and I cannot question his legal stance.
Yeah, because this is influencing.
So the president mentioned that it's already in court.
Right, it's already in court.
Actually, it is going forward. This is what we need to do. That's why he said going forward. That's what.
No, but so
no, but he's not saying
that.
Learning from our experience or experiences. This is the route out of the way or the path.
Okay, let me bring in my brother. Let me bring in our brother from G4Net because he had brought my attention to something, and I'm looking at it, and it's exactly what I just read to you on your first count. Yeah. So his organization made a proposal to the president. So CIO, it seemed like I read it to you verbatimly from your count. So speak to what you mean by that.
Oh yeah, certainly. You when the president spoke earlier today, our organization cataloged 51 talking points with short comments or recommendations, So we just shared 25 of the 59 talking points. And one of them was directed to that particular also case. Because Zion will agree with me, the way our law is structured, our laws are sophisticated than ourselves. The way we gather evidences and admit it, we do not have the capacity, the way that our laws we should get the evidence and admit it. We don't have that serious capacity in criminal investigation to gather those kind of evidences and admit it. So we'll always go to international people to come and help us experts. So we are recommending to be able to finance and give the police the capacity. Let them have a serious forensic offices around or individual trained in that profession to be able to help us. But as I stated, the context in which the president spoke, in my mind, has to do with that building was constructed by I think the Chinese or some other bilateral institution or state. So they are interested as to the outcome of the investigation. So if the president just spelled it out, will ensure will adhere to the rule of law, he's not being specific. Why it takes away, although the matter is still in court, but why it takes away for the president to reinforce his stance for rule of law and justice in a criminal matter? I don't think he was taking sides. They didn't call anybody. Yeah, he did not jeopardize the case. But
there are two sides. There are two sides. One, when the president speaks about capacitating the police to do a criminal investigation, what it says to me or the jurors who will be impaneled to investigate is that the evidence as collected by the police is not very credible. Because the president, who is the head of the state, is saying we need more sophisticated evidence gathering mechanism. So what it says down that evidence collected by the police may not be very credible at this particular point in time. But
I want to come here a little bit.
No, he didn't say so. He said we made a recommendation.
Yeah, that's the reason why when they impanel jury, they sequestrate them. In other words, they keep them one place so that they don't have access to the media. Is that they are likely influenced by public debate.
Mr. Fred, the legend. Can you take water? She'll be right back, please.
The
Okay.
reason why when they impanel the jury, they sequestrate them, they keep them in a place, is to make sure that they are isolated. They don't listen to public opinion. They don't listen to debate because they are likely to be influenced. They are non-lawyers. When the president comes up and makes this statement on the case that is pending, it's likely to go against the government or in favor of the government. And we're saying he needed to have stayed out of it. When you say the police need more investigation, they need more support so that they can be able to gather evidence more effectively, you're saying the evidence they've gathered in this case, whereas maybe it's not very credible. But when you also say that we will bring the perpetrator to justice, you're saying you are presuming that by all costs somebody will be held accountable. And so it puts pressure on the court and the jury to make sure they find somebody guilty. So either way, it's not a good sign for progressive democracy in terms of upholding rule of law and the respect for fundamental human rights within the context of saying that people are presumed innocent until proven guilty. That is the point.
Okay, let me come here a little
Okay,
bit. Yeah, before you
Mr.
end.
Sasa, don't
Yes.
you think we need to upgrade our security uh, equipment? Because a lot of people who commit crime, they are far ahead than our technology. So was the president wrong or upgrading our technology?
No, he's
Fred,
not.
Fred, the president was not wrong.
No. I'm talking to Zaza.
Oh, okay.
The president is not wrong. But I want us to look at the case that we are talking about, the case of the Capitol building. I think we'll get this thing right as what Councilor Zion is saying if we listen to the tape. In that tape, the president got there and said, if you have issue with anybody, go to the law. Don't come burn the Capitol building. And you know there were conflict at the Capitol building. People were fighting. In other words, you are already accusing one side that somebody is responsible. If you have issue with anybody, take it to the law. Don't come and burn the Capitol building. And so those are reasons. How do you know that somebody burned the Capitol building in the first place when you went there? And that building, anything can cause fire.
Mhm.
It can be accidental from human being. It can be accidental from the electricity itself. So you came there and say, if you have issue with somebody, go to the court, but don't come and destroy the Capitol building.
But they brought in expert now. And experts established that. That was awesome.
Mr.
Yeah,
CIO,
but it's not attributed to somebody.
yeah, Mr. CIO, you don't come on a single people making plow. You and Mr. Zion making plow. And something happened, then I can't say, when you get problem with somebody, go to court. Why do you know that even it's Mr. Zion or Mr. CIO that did it? How do you know that? Maybe like walking a part, then one of them did it. You don't even know who the person that did it. So don't misestimate. We misestimate like that. In the case where we have two opposing forces, one's opposing you, one opposing you, and you say that kind of statement, and all those that you are indicted that people opposing you, it doesn't happen in a real democracy.
Mr.
So,
Smith.
Mr. Nemo, do you
Upgrading the security was
think,
not wrong, but that statement was wrong.
Mr. Nemo? Okay, looking at what is taking place, the jury trial, we don't know what the judge would say, whether it would be done by the judge or it would be another jury trial. So there are a lot of money that have already been wasted in the case. If we continue to retry this case, it would be a long time before we. Do anybody among you all think justice will ever be done, Mr. Nemo? Then we pass around to those who read it.
feel that justice can be done, and I don't feel that the case is being handled here correctly, because
What you mean by that, Mr. Nemo?
Okay, I'm continuing. We are here to present or to analyze the State of the Nation address. Joe Walker went and made a statement when the action took place. And that was it. And Joe Walker is the president of the nation who want for Liberia to move forward. And he is telling us this is the road we need to travel. But I'm sorry to say that. No, Archie here, no, Mr. Zaza there, no, they're trying to twist this, twist that way.
You would
No. I have
Legend,
the proof.
Fred, you will stay in
Mr.
the conductor seat because I think I've been attacked by Mr. Nuwaya too much. I'm a panelist now. I'm no longer the host.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you think having
I'm trying to be attacked tonight.
having a high top technology to get ahead of the criminal, is it wrong?
Well, I'm going to tie in something nice. Now, firstly, technology helps because we live in the internet age. In this day and age, everything is technology. But I'm going to tie in something. Let me be honest and give everyone and people in our viewing audience and listening via radio, I want to give them a sober reminder. Around this time, Representative Frank Safoko made a very flagrant remark that could tie him to that incident. Look, there are things that people do and get away with easily in places like Africa that you cannot do in structured society like most part of Europe and places like America. Safoko, in frustration, I think it was somebody from LPRC that said something, and he was dissatisfied where he said, look, if the people cannot do what we came here, we were sent by the 72 district or whatever to represent the people, we will burn down that section of the capital. Why have you in a synopsis? But I'm just telling you, those are statements that you make, those kind of outlandish statement. If you say something like that in America, and around that same time, something happened like what happened at the Capitol, you cannot go scot-free. I can almost tell you, anyone listening who knows, who've lived abroad and know if you say something that bad and something happened within that same time frame, it's going to impact you. You will either get summoned, you will go to court, you will account for everything, and your words will be taken so seriously. So I for one, I've always said that, and I'm thinking that people are not held accountable by their actions and their words in our part of the world, because a lot of things we let to just slide either because of being lax with one another, lackadaisical with one another, or we just tend to say, hey, this is my brother or this is my friend. So we just let a lot of things slide. But I think people who make remarks that are going to endanger our lives or people's lives, they should account for it. And I think Safoko comment around that time, and you all know what I'm talking about, were extremely outlandish, and I think it placed him in a precarious situation. And I think he should have been one of those someone, and I think we didn't do much of that.
I think they did, but a lawmaker exempted for what they say in the context of the duty that they perform daily, or we should remove it from the Constitution.
It's unfortunate. I will tell anybody for free. It makes no sense that people will just get away because they occupy a certain position in status and statures in life. It's unfortunate.
Let me go to Mr. Weir as a lawyer. Should lawmaker, or assumed to be lawyer? Do you think lawmaker?
Don't listen to Mr. Duo.
I'm a humanitarian. I'm working in the U.S. section.
Okay. Do you think for the position and the services they render to our society, should they be exempted for what they say, like what Legend stated that this lawmaker Safoko stated? Or Sakoko saying he said it in the context of his duty as lawmaker. How do you distinguish as a lawmaker and for a lawmaker making such regular statement?
Great, Mr. Smith, thank you. I think let me add up to what my brother just said, Mr. Wee said. Lawmakers are not above the law. Let's get this straight. Lawmakers are just citizens like everyone else. In terms of the president point on security and technology, I agree with you 100%. We need technology. There's AI. There's a lot of things that we need to save our lives today. We're in a what we're living is technical. There's nothing we can do without internet of technology. So in terms of security, I agree with the president. But in making those early statements, I disagree with him. Judge Weir made the same mistake on Broad Street. And I will be fair, it was wrong to make any, just be neutral as a president and let the Justice Ministry make that statement, let them do the job. Fast forward, if I was the president or member of the Minister of Justice, he would be arrested and prosecuted just for that statement he made. He is not above the law. He's nothing, not because he worked in the House of Parliament. He thinks he's above the law. No, he's not. And so that that clause that they have there should be removed. That if a lawmaker, if he passing a bill, it's different. But when you threaten the life of a citizen or the state, you should be held accountable for this work. I'll stop right there.
Yeah, look,
Mr. Wright, come here. No, Mr. Wright, I'm going to Mr. Wright now.
From the co-host position, and he gave it to Mr. Smith.
Yeah, so, that's why I'm asking him a question now. Okay, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, what are they saying the power that should be granted to lawmaker in the performing of the duty, and what you think is wrong?
Okay, look, I want to hear you on that, but I want to stick with the justice system here.
Okay,
if you don't mind, Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Look, the president's statement clearly shows lack of judgment and too much partisan leadership.
How?
We're talking on the issue of the arson case, right?
Don't scratch your head now.
Yes. He, without getting the evidence, without a proper forensic evidence gathering, told the nation what has happened at the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
And his police department came after him and accused all opposition lawmakers. The only one person they have there from, I think, from the Unity Party led government, she later on was left off the hook. And now all that we see are opposition lawmakers that have been prosecuted. So when I said it was a poor judgment, the statement that he's making now, that statement would have been much more welcoming if he had held back his judgment, I mean his comment at the time. But he did not. And now he's saying we need to strengthen, that is not what we that's what we want. You know what I mean? That is just, after the incidents. Now, when I say we're too partisan, you can clearly see what is going on. Clearly see what is going on. How can you, in your right mind, accuse all opposition lawmakers without any proper evidence? All because you think because they have been so high on you. This is what I mean by that, Mr. Smith. And I must say that, I must add on this note.
Mr. Smith, I want to comment.
Because there are so much backlog cases in the system. And Mr. Councilor Junior will back me up on this. The system is so clogged with cases that it's not moving forward. And when you listen to him today, he never talk about in terms of solution, how that is going to be solved. How are we going to get rid of the backlog of cases? And the issue of the economic crimes court. Did he talk about that? I never heard about it.
Yes,
and I've been looking
you talk about economic crime code because there's a clip by there's a clip there.
Okay, all right. Well, for those who heard it, please tell me, what are we going to do going forward? Because that is a major sticking point.
Now it's in the hands of the legislature because they are the ones that are supposed to have it enacted.
So if I may, Mr. Smith.
Come in. Our legal person send you the only legal person that I give you. Okay.
Now, George.
Yeah.
No
So there are two things, right? A lawmaker can be arrested for a simple thing as breach of peace. But the law provides that for free flow of debate and discussion, and for people not to be afraid and to hold back, they are protected. Their statements are privileged when they are in the assembly. and they are discussing.
Yes.
So the question of the statement made by Prince Afoko, if it was made in assembly, we cannot hold responsible for it because it's protected speech. If it is made outside of plenary, then he can be held responsible for it. The other point about the backlog of cases, the other point about the backlog of cases, the president did say that he was going to create a separate code on property issue so as to reduce the pressure that is created on other courts. So, I mean, he didn't really talk about the question of the cases that backlogged and the basis and what the government is going to do to reduce them. But I think the only remedy he's proposing is to create another code that will handle property cases so that there is a reduction of cases, not cases, but
Mr. Seal, how do we even believe that? How can we even take that at face value when he can't even create the economic crime court?
I will get that question, but my counter question would be anybody can answer the question.
No, I thought
and the question.
Mr. Zion, it was
Wait. I come in now, Mr. Nibo. My question to anyone that will answer it, and we heard the counselor saying he did it within the context of his duty. But if that context of his duty proof can be given that the proximity of that announcement and the time they attack, the arson attack on the building in their own building, should that right as a sitting in within the statement he made that he was performing his duty, but then the same building got burned right after, or maybe a few months or few weeks after that statement was made? Can he be held accountable for that statement? And also that law, although it's stated in a good faith, but that it can be a separator in how and the proximity of the crime, can that right be taken away from that lawmaker? Anybody can answer that.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
This I'm talking here.
Yes, I think there was a pattern. And fortunately for him, he was not even included in those that were accused or asked to be corrected. But there was a pattern. They were not just accused randomly and from the air. Let me just trace a brief pattern of what happened to remind us. You have minority and majority. Majority were always reaching quorum. It came a time where they were meeting at the Capitol building. People alleged to have been minority went and locked the door.
Right.
The majority broke the door. On another occasion, they left them in section, the majority, and they pepper sprayed them. There is a pattern. And majority that were presiding, having the number, will not pepper spray themselves. On another occasion, they went and removed all of the chairs for the from the session where the majority were presiding.
Yes.
We're having their section, and they replaced it with plastic chair. Moving forward, there was a burning that took place, and then there was a recording, voice recording. What is noteworthy here is that voice recording was never denied by the accused. What they did later was to pray the court not to allow that voice recording to be emitted and used against them. So what I'm saying in nutshell is there was a clear pattern tracing somebody to something, right? So if that pattern and the evidences the police have in their possession have linked Mr. Foucault, he will be one added to the list. But fortunately for him, he made what he called a harmless statement. There was no trace to know that he has a hand into that awesome issue. So those who the police have reason to believe they were liable were the ones that were accused. So, like I said earlier,
Just tracing that pattern, point to somebody somewhere.
Okay. So, Mr. Zion, you heard what our brother CIOs have said. So, is that law fair enough that other people can commit crime and they go after them, but lawmaker that can make such a statement, not just statement, ordinary statement, but statement like that will burn the capital, and I seen capital happen to be burned. Can you differentiate how put the devil advocate on your head that you can defend and put a you can charge Swakoko, and how would that be if I ask you to do it?
I think there are two things before a crime is committed. The lawyers can say there is an intent to commit a crime, and there is the actual act of the commission of the crime. So you can express an action or threaten, or I mean, maybe you don't really intend and you didn't take any substantial step towards the commission of that crime. And if the evidence is way against your utterances and there is no substantial step taken towards the commission of the crime, the police can decide that this is not very strong an evidence that we can advance to court and win. But the fact as enumerated by CRO in terms of pattern are very inconsistent with what's happening. Look, the question of the removal of the chair, a contract for the repair of the auditorium or the veranda of the Capitol have been awarded. Those chairs were then removed in preparation for a renovation process. They were not removed by the opposing party. So we need to get it clear. So that pattern is not consistent with the reality. I mean, the defense that even argue that the police were at the Capitol on a more regular basis and they were guiding the Capitol. The security officers were there. So what is it possible that they will pass by the police and pass by the security officers and will burn the Capitol without the security officers noticing them? So there are inconsistencies along the way. And let's now conclude at this point. There hasn't been a pattern established. There is strong opposition. When you listen to the witness, I mean the jurors, the basis for the disbanding of the first juror, they had indicated that they were not even clear. The videos that were brought before them were not very clear to identify the people who were accused. Those were the issues raised. And so the prosecution thought that the pattern of questioning that were doubting their case was not going to bring a guilty verdict for them. And so they moved for the disbanding of that jury, for the impanelment of a new jury that may be favorable to them, because they said the utterances, suggested that the jury had already discussed among themselves and they had a position. So let's not conclude there is no pattern. But the point we are making tonight is, as the president and the enormous influence that the president has, if he makes a statement on a particular case, there's a likelihood that it will influence the actors in that aspect. And it's not good for our justice system. That is the point that we're making.
Mr. Wright, who want to add?
Can I please ask the counsel one question, please? Quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, are you a member of the legal team of some of the accused in this awesome case?
Are you talking to me?
No, as
government. Oh, you're asking each other questions. Okay, crossfire. Okay.
Let's get it clear. Let's get it.
Okay, Mr. Dia. Ask a question. Mr. Dia, you can take the fifth if you think you are, or you can answer it.
Let's get it clear. I'm not defending. I'm not part of the legal team of the accused. I have gone to court on several times to sit and witness the case. And so as a lawyer and somebody who's followed the case, I have an appreciation of what's happening in the court.
Yes, I will ask the question because you couldn't pick up the the issue of the chair's removal, which is under contention, that it was not that particular area that was given out for renovation, but you didn't say anything about the pepper spraying and the other pattern that are clearly articulated. You didn't say anything about it.
You know, I was pointing out the inconsistencies in your conclusion, and I think that the removal of the chair was one of the inconsistencies.
No, he did. Let me jump in. He did.
I was not contending every aspect of the statement. I was contending an inconsistent as you understand.
So as a crossfire, let me jump in. He did mention two consistent issues: the spray and the lacking of capacity, right?
Okay. Okay, Mr. Nemo. Mr. Nemo, yes, the question. Yes, the question. Mr. Nemo.
It looked like
Mr. Nemo.
Ask you,
Mr. Nemo.
recognize you, me.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Nemo, before I go to Mr. Wright, Mr. Nemo, do you think with the jury being with the judge or the prosecution asking to dissolve the jury, and no decision have been made whether there will be a new jury trial or the case will
That is not the reason I have
the jury has been disbanded.
That is
The
not
jury
the
has been
been
disbanded.
disbanded. Okay, so
Yes.
right now
So a new
I come in
trial
now.
is about
I
to
come
come.
in. Mr. Nemo, you come right back. So the jury have been disbanded. So have decision been made how the case will go on?
A new jury
Because
will
someone
be
said,
impaneled.
have a decision been made by the court that a
The
new
judge has ruled
juror?
on that. Yeah,
No
the judge
ruling
has
yet.
ruled on that. The judge has
Have
ruled on
ruled,
that.
and what he said? For
What
the
he said
public
is that
now.
he granted the prosecution's motion to disband the
Yeah.
jury. A new jury will be
Uh-huh.
impaneled. Yes,
Okay.
that's the ruling of the
How
judge.
soon? How soon? How soon?
But the case will begin anew. So the time frame will be announced by the judge by assignment of the case.
Mhm. So there will be new evidence, new beginning. The reason I'm bringing this issue for your discussion, so you said the president was not right to touch on or issue he will influence the case, but the case have already been. I can say this the jury have been disbanded, so no influence here. What the president altered today with everything will be new jury, everything new. Am I right?
No,
But the kid still,
you're wrong. You're wrong. The
Yeah,
point
you're
is,
Why?
a new jury will be impaneled. And that
Yeah.
new jury has not been put in a specific place and isolated. Potential jurors are listening to the State of the Nation address today. They understood what the president had said. If they get into that process of being impaneled, they are likely to be influenced by the statement as made by the president. That is the point we're making.
What of the president's statement that you think is troubling to you?
Influence
Because
on
I
WhatsApp.
haven't. Anybody can state clearly what of the president's statement that will influence the jury pool?
No, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I think here's
Yeah.
how it influences it. It will be in the statement today undermines the government's credibility. And maybe the council can disagree with me on that, but I think it undermines the president's credibility and the government's own case. Here's why. The president, without even knowing the evidence in the case, made a decision, told the nation what happened. And subsequent to that, his police department, and I'm saying his because I'm being very, very, accusatory here. His police department came after and accused all opposition lawmakers. So the fact that he is now making that statement that he made today, it undermines his own case. Because in the normal proceeding, a president, will withhold whatever comment or whatever opinion they have, as far as the case is concerned, until the evidences are gathered, and a decision to go through the court system.
I'm not. I'm not getting what the president said that is incriminating to the jury. Nobody has said it yet. That's what I want to hear.
I said to his own case.
Chairman.
There is really no clear way to see how the president's statement the power.
For the longest. And
okay, Mr. Nemo, address the issue.
Me.
No, I'm bypassing. I'm just pushing everybody. Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
Mr. Zion is conflicted.
Okay.
And I think that the former co-host Archie is also conflicted.
Tell me why.
Here, like a sedition.
What?
I'm telling you, Joseph. I mean, I may be wrong because Archie, myself, even we are here, we brought Joe kind of power. But Archie has gone back to CDC.
Oh my God! I cannot let you get away with that on live radio.
That.
I cannot allow you to get away with it on live radio.
Don't worry, you
Archie, I got the flow. You got the flow, and you are not even the co-host now. Mr. Smith is the co-host. So that is the issue. Joseph Walker wants for the country to move forward. And people like Archie and Zero want for us to move backward to George Weah era.
Joseph Walker cannot move the country forward. He is designer suit.
Mr. Wright, yeah, Mr. Nemo, go ahead. I know I'm telling him. I know, Mr. Wright, you will get a chance. Mr. Archie, get our power.
You gotta mute your boss.
Okay, I will. Okay, go, Mr. Nemo.
I'm about to mute you.
We'll find ourselves in. Archie and Zion planted here, they are conflicted. And we have to join Joe Walker to move the country forward. Not to move it backward to Archie, to Zion, and to
Mr. Nemo. Mr. Nemo, yes. Can you point out the inconsistency of Mr. Wright and Mr. Zion, what they stated that you...
There are several of them. There are several of them.
Name two.
No, Mr. Wright, my nephew. My Southeast Nakwa nephew.
I say inconsistency.
Mr. Weah know why I say Kwa.
I know.
Mr. Nemo.
Yes.
Mr. Nemo, can you be direct the inconsistency?
I'm still explaining, and then
time is the factor.
Let's move on.
First of all.
No, I want you to explain it up.
He's not going to say it.
We did not touch on a lot of things. I don't know.
No, seriously. Let me say it, guys. I beg you, the panelists tonight. Can we come back to continue the conversation tomorrow?
Yes. Okay.
Because, like you said, CIO, there are a lot of things we haven't touched on. I can tell you, we still have
part two tomorrow.
Education,
part two tomorrow.
Economics, we still have social, and we still have a whole lot to talk about. Right. So you're gonna convene tomorrow to be on
70,000 jobs. Nothing said about that.
Archie versus Zion and no.
But it's
I just want for you to close on this note.
If I
know something positive for tomorrow, can each of you comment on briefly? Both all of you comment on briefly the relocation of the Palm Grove Cemetery that have most of our great leader buried and my father there. It remains stay at the Palm Grove Cemetery. Can each of you just comment? Was it a good decision? The president brought out today. The president of Liberian Council of Churches said that was he hated the president for that decision, and it would modernize that area and make it a first-class area. And people who have relatives that something would be there for them to go to. Just like in New York, there is a place in Manhattan where you can sit down and you can reflect on your people. Was it a good move?
I tell you, that's a difficult one. That's a very difficult one.
I think,
I wish you had not said your father
let
was
me be
dead.
the first. Let me be the first because I will soon be leaving.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me say that that is welcome because that place has become a source of criminality. It's become a source of big hygiene crisis in Monrovia. The level of the filth at the Palm Grove Cemetery is concerning. And so it's important that the president has said this. They will transform the place, make it habitable somewhere in the heart of the city and take care of it. So we welcome it. On the last point before I just leave, let me just backtrack a lot. I think my opinions here are purely expert based. I am assessing the contours of what is called justice administration. I'm an expert in this area. And so when I speak to this trial, remind you, I covered Justice's trial for the International Organization for the BBC World Service Trust. I live in The Hague and covered International Criminal Court for 2 years. I wrote a book on the trial. So I know what it means to assess the contours of justice from both ends, and that's why I speak. So it's not a question of conflict. I am not a member of the CDC. I've never been a member of any political party. But I speak true to power in terms of my views and my express understanding of how the justice is supposed to unfold. And I'm even though I work for government, that the statement made by the president is influencing either against or in favor of the government.
Okay. And let me add on that note. Let me add on that note, Mr. Smith. Just like Councilor Zion, I am not a member of CDC. It must be said. I am not. In due course, you would know my political leaning. But what I'm saying here, it is purely based on historical events and the facts that are presented before us. Mr. Nubo can point the accusing finger all he wants, but what he's saying has no iota of truth to it. And I believe he himself, deep down within himself, he doesn't believe what he just said. But I take that. But I had to make that clarification because we are live on the air and people are watching us, and I didn't want to just let that go free like that.
But will you make your pronouncement when you decide to be for another political party? Will you announce it on the show?
No. It's not me that's going to do it. The person himself going to come on the show.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Oh.
Wait now, can I come in?
And nobody said knows this. Nobody said knows this. So he should not be accusing me of that. Of CDC.
No, Archie, you are not the co-host. You appointed acting co-host, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Nemo, you want to respond to the question about the Palm Grove Cemetery? That's it.
I want to respond.
Okay.
I want to say here, Archie and myself, we are back in the tank.
The question of Palm Grove Cemetery.
No, you don't have the flow. You do not have the flow. I have the flow. We are back in the trenches. But Archie and Mr. Zion here, they are conflicted. Joe Boakai is telling us the way forward. Even the so-called Councilor we are
I'm not a councilor, sorry. Let me declare.
But
I'm not a councilor.
I'm playing a game here.
No, I'm not. Don't play that game with me. I'm not a councilor. I'll crossfire on you immediately.
Councilor Zion and Archie are playing a game here. Joe Boakai wants us to move forward. And these people are going back to Breastplate era.
That's it.
And the same Joe Boakai said the corruption does not have statute of limitation. So
Would like to crossfire you, Mr. Nebo.
no, hold on.
Beginning with Mr. Weir.
What you say? Who talking?
No, go ahead.
So, Mr. Nimbo, wrap it up now. Other people want to comment. Mr. Nimbo.
You don't have the flow. I have the flow.
Mr. Nimbo.
Don't come and interrupt me.
Yeah, conclude your.
The only person who has the flow
conclude
is
your statement, Mr. Nimbo.
Yes. So, Joe Boakai said there must be no statute of limitation on corruption, and it looked like ARCHIE, Mr. Councilor or Councilor Zia do not like that.
Okay. What happened?
So they oppose it. They want to bring out the dead man. Dead man called Grisby, who took $500,000. They want to bring the dead man issue, but we Boakai is saying
I just want to make my statement and leave.
That dead man.
Yeah, we gotta make our statement.
That dead man, we can
Okay,
even bring
make a statement on the Pango Cemetery.
We can bring that Grisby to justice.
Is Mr. Nimbo done?
I think it was
okay. Mr. Nimbo, okay, finish.
Yes, thank you very much. I think regarding the Pango Cemetery, they will not need to rebury people, but they will need to do stuff.
And we lost our.
I can hear you.
No. I think Mr. Dixon got out.
Oh yeah, I think Dixon got kicked out.
You can go ahead.
Let me say this, guys. Let me say this. So, like I said, we got so much stuff that we didn't cover today, and I just want to name them. We did talk about the legislative reform, and we talk about the justice system. But we didn't talk about economics. We didn't talk about infrastructure. We didn't talk about education and health. We didn't talk about social protection and youth. We didn't talk about the anti-corruption and accountability, security, justice, and okay, we'll talk about that and all that. So these are the environment and climate, land governance, foreign relations, and in the diaspora. These are things that we didn't talk about. So I'm asking you, can we convene back here tomorrow so that we can be able to, tackle this issue in the same spirit of what we are doing here tonight to talk about it? It's my plea.
Sure, that worked for me.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mr. Weezer. Can we have you back here tomorrow?
Certainly. Can we have party statement or we order time?
Yeah, we're closing now. We're closing now, guys. We got 7:26. The guy Ellis got to go home with his lit. He's in the studio.
Yeah, Alex Almighty.
Yes. So you're come back out. We'll get about 4 tomorrow, and then we're gonna be able to have enough time to talk about this.
Well, I just want to say, just wrap it up. And again, thanks. I think
So Alex, I see Alex got a video you want to play. Alex will play the video tomorrow when we come. Okay, we'll play the videos tomorrow. We'll come. Alex got a lot of tip with him. We'll play them tomorrow so that. Sure. But we're gonna let you go. We can't keep you going. So yeah, you're closer. Mr. Weir.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Again, it was a great interaction with the panelists. Very knowledgeable of the discussion. It was great. Even though Mr. Numo trying to point figure me as a counselor, which of course I'm not. That's okay. And again, for the Palm Grove Cemetery, I think it's a great thing. The safety comes first. Whatever the president is doing to keep it safe. I wanted to say I have no comment, but with what Mr. Zion have said, it brings security, and I'm all for security. And I want the best for Liberia. It doesn't matter who is there, but again, when the president does what is right, I will support him. When it's not right, I will still talk. I do it to everybody. I don't care whether you're my brother or my sister. What is right is right. If you made that statement in the boss was wrong, And the president made other statement was wrong as well. But what he's doing right now is great. Liberia having security, electricity, things are getting better. I'm not saying that it was better than before, but it's getting better than before. So again, I commend the president for what he's doing. And tomorrow, as you said, Brother Wright, we'll have more to talk about, and I will keep the rest of my comment for tomorrow. Again, thanks, panelists. But I'm not a counselor. I'm just a humanitarian, like trying to support Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The legend.
Maybe I can come in or
No, Mr. Nubo, I'll come to you live. Let me do the legend.
Okay.
It's a legend.
As usual, a very spirited show. I enjoyed it, and the people in the comment section, our viewing audience, were very active. But let me make my closing statement in this fashion. Listen, everyone who knows and follow the show can tell that I'm maintaining a more neutral mind, or I'm leaning toward this government. So when there is something favorable to the government, I would say it. And if the government goes wrong, I would say it. I felt today, I'm glad we have tomorrow to continue. I felt today President Mbaka either misspoke or gave a misrepresentation of the amount of people that they've taken out of poverty in terms of that 70,000 that he spoke of. I think that's a diabolical falsehood, and it can be corrected because people should be able to make correction when they go wrong. And I equated that to when the CDC government was in power and Samuel Tuer was speaking on the Liberia Broadcasting Corporation, ELBC, and he said in their first year, they took 27 million Liberians out of poverty. I don't know how he came up with that number. We don't even have up to 7 million Liberians for you. We'll say 27 million. And I always attacked him on that. And today, he went on his own platform. If you go on his page, his actual Facebook page, he commented and referenced me and said he misspoke. So with that, being an honest person, I will leave him and take him for his word that he misspoke. But if this government spoke wrongly, they should come back and clarify that the president misspoke. If it was done as a diabolical lie, they should either clarify and be apologetic, because we cannot thrive off falsehood, we cannot thrive off lies. That's why I would never join any political institution, because I feel like people who align themselves with political parties in most special Africa, they tend to not have objectivity. Because if that, for instance, if somebody is a terrible person, if your party put them forth, you're going to side with that person, irrespective of the fact that the person is a terrible person, because you don't want your party to feel bad or you want to be a member of that party. I am never going to do that in my life. And I feel it's one of the worst things that destroys a country. People aligning themselves with their political party, and they will never differ if the party goes wrong. With that, I'd like to wrap it up and say thanks. And I really appreciate a very, very good show today.
Thank you, legend. Thank you. Look forward to see you tomorrow. Mr. Nubo?
Yeah, Mr. Nubo is here. Thank you to everybody. The former co-host, Archie Wright,
Actually, we're fire already.
is my choir nephew. Mr. Weir is my choir brother. Even the sedition of Zion is my choir brother.
Zion will deal with it tomorrow.
But I'm very happy that tomorrow will be here on the same issue. The State of the Nation address. And there are several things that happened even before we came to power. Even before Bouaka came to power. These organizations that were established and what have you, I know about most of them. And Archie and Weir and myself, we play a major role in bringing this current government to power. And the government is trying to say that is the way forward. and we say, and the dead man or Grace Pay took $5 million or $500,000. We need to concentrate on those things tomorrow. So I rest my case and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nubo. The legend, sorry, the veteran, Smith.
Yes, a good show. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
A good show. Our panelists, our special guests, our experts, did a great job with the team. I beg to differ. We have a lot to do. There were a lot of people differ, but in good spirit. I think tomorrow we'll begin to see some unity. Today was some difference, but tomorrow I think when we hear the entire speech and other parts, I think we'll have some uniformity together as a team, because what we want to do, if right is done, we all must applaud the president when right is done. But when right isn't done, then we have to be critical. So I hope tomorrow when we look at the other side of the speech, we can find something that we all can relate to and praise, like the Palm Grove Cemetery, the Economic Code of Justice, and other aspects that we can agree upon. We'll see a different show tomorrow, and I think I wait on tomorrow for that show, part 2. I hope we can end everything part 2. If not, we'll get part 3.
Thank you very much, Honorable Smith.
Oh, you giving me the title? What gave me title?
All right, thanks. Look, I want to really thank you all. And I think today we did reach a milestone, and as far as panelists, is concerned. Today we had
diversity. Panelist diversity.
Yeah, that's true. We had that too. But we had a full house. As a matter of fact, at one point, the people are telling me that we couldn't allow anybody on that because we had a full bench. So I couldn't bring that. 2 other people I couldn't bring on. So hopefully tomorrow they will come.
I told you can't bring John Moore in. Right?
Mr. Nubo, in all fairness, I think I consider you just joking. You were just joking with Archie, because they got to take their position. If they for CDC, they're for CDC. If they're not, they're not.
But I don't hold back on that. Right? No, he was joking.
Archie, I told you, Archie is my nephew.
Yeah. I'm your nephew. I'm your nephew too, because my name is right there. We're all Southeasterners.
Okay.
Yeah. Certainly, you know what? To be honest with you, at the party. You see my name, I'm cool, but I identify with global. My father, mother raised me, and she's from Plibo.
I'm from Plibo too.
I'm from Plibo District. I'm the Mr. Plibo.
Legend, you don't get Mr. Plibo going to that video.
Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright. Yeah. Mr. Wright, can you share our viewership tonight? I know a lot of people watch us tonight.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait until the show. We can't do it. Yeah. Once we close up, we'll get it. Yeah. But I want to thank Alex. Alex, thank you for holding us down. I know it's kind of late there in Zulu Whiskey, but you did a good job. And tomorrow you're going to be active on the program because you're going to play a lot of video. I know you don't have to come and just sit down and listen to her talk, but I'm in our room. Okay. So, but thank you, Alex. Mr. Nubo will find something for you. You told me you're doing a good job. That's what you told me.
You find something for me?
I gotta find something for Alex. Alex doing a good job. But that's good.
I can find something for Alex.
There you go. So Alex, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Weir. Thank you, the legend we say. Thank you, Mr. Josh Nubo. Thank you, the veteran Smith. I thought it was a great discussion tonight. A spirited one. And let's come back tomorrow and do it all over and again. I spoke my English. Don't even say anything about it. Mm-hmm. They come back all over tomorrow again. I see you. Bye bye.
Perfecto. Thank you.
Bye bye. Let me go with small. Everybody go. So let me go with small. Alex.
Alex, good morning to one of you.
Alex.
Where are you watching us from? And this is how we let to draw down the curtain on the program. I beg to differ. Yeah, Mr. Right. Yeah.
Okay, and then you won't run away from you. I said, let's sit down small and talk. You got time or you got to run?
All right.
You got to go, eh?
No, I'm sleeping here for tonight. 1 o'clock we're going off.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. All right. Yeah, but thank you, man. Thank you. You did a very, very, very nice job. Thank you for holding us down.
All right, Jeff.
But I hope you get a tip in ready because tomorrow we're going to need them.
Yeah.
You're going to need a plate of tips tomorrow. And if you can do let me do a background run to see if which one is sticking, or which one plays correctly.
Come again.
The tapes. Can you check them out before we play them tomorrow? Like, you play them on your own and see which one is ready playing correctly and which one is not.
All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, because when we put it up on the screen, we wanted to play good.
All right.
Yeah. All right, man, let me let you go. It's late. I'm gonna let you go.
All right, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that's it, folks. Let me say good morning to every one of you. Just listen to the program that back to D4. So we take break today to be back tomorrow from 9 o'clock to the same hour, right? So let me say many thanks to all of you tonight. We'll play the listening role until to this show ending, right? And those of you watching us online, following us on YouTube and that on Facebook, I'd like to appreciate every one of you. Taking your own time and listening. And those of you who was able to call and make your comment, like Medicatu, Mr. Crab, and the rest of the other guys, we like to appreciate every one of you. So that's it. This is the program that back to D4. The name is Elizana Duoglu, and this is how we let to go. But keep it stay. We here up to 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, we go off air to be back by tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock.